Hi everybody, welcome. And now I shall bring in the Pleiadians to see what they would like to share with you about the year 2020 to 2021. Oh, we are delighted to be with you all again once more. It is a pleasure. And many things have changed upon your planet Earth. And you already feel this. Many of you feel the changes, the upheavals, the massive earthquakes, the volcanoes, the fires, the floods, the droughts, the changes in your weather patterns. Of course, this is continuing. You know this is continuing. This is not something that is new.
Wow. It's crazy. She's coming in hot with that message. All right, well, today is the Cool Stream double feature. So we're going to be going an extra long episode. So feel free to jump in and out. All right. Wow. Wow. Thanks, Poff Deluxe, subscribing at Tier 1 for 9 months. Currently on a 9-month streak.
Cedar nut toothpaste.
Wow! Robert Denby has subscribed at Tier 1 for 8 months.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Got 50 episodes coming up. I'm back, baby. All right, welcome on in to the damn Cool Lounge. We're just chilling out. I just started watching. Wow! Wow! And we got Q from Space subscribed to Tier 1. They're subscribed for 4 months. Let's get a big freaking round of applause for all the subscribers coming on in here. Thanks, everybody. It's the big 50th episodes. That's right. Today we're doing the Cool Stream double feature, which is that we are going to do 2 topics today. It's going to be an extra long episode, and I'm going to be sitting in my chair trying to make some funny jokes for hours on end. All right, now I need to address the channel points thing, and that's something that something I don't quite fully understand, but we're going to come back in the new year. We're going to address some of the concerns about some of these cool points. What's up? Welcome in. It's the Cool Stream double feature. Need some more of those points. Before you jumped on in here, we were watching the Pleiadian message, and let's just rewind real quick and see what, because she got in real hot here. She came in real hot with the Pleiadian message.
And many things have changed.
Oh, I gotta rewind that.
Hi everybody, welcome.
Welcome.
And now I shall bring in the Pleiadians to see what they would like to share with you about the year 2020 to 2021. Oh, we are delighted to be with you all again once more. It is a pleasure. And many things have changed upon your planet Earth. And you already feel this. Many of you feel the changes, the upheavals, the massive earthquakes, the volcanoes, the fires, the floods, the droughts, the changes in your weather patterns. Of course, this is continuing. You know this is continuing. This is not something that is new, but it is going to become more prevalent upon places upon your Earth that it doesn't usually happen. So places that usually seem to be very calm and don't have any kind of upswings or downswings in the...
God, she's coming in hot. She's not. The Pleiadians are coming in hot for 2020 to 2021. Pleiadians are really got a not a very fun message. Cool points. Whoa. Thanks for playing those sound alerts. I was meaning to remind folks we got sound alerts. Playing the old can. Clinking in the can. The Pleiadians do not have a very fun message for us this year that global warming's happening. Alright, we got beer horses here. Welcome. Hope everyone's enjoying their day off. I know I am. Enjoying my day off. That's why I'm doing a show. But this is kind of like work for me because this is going to be a long, extra long episode today. It's the Cool Stream double feature. You see what we got here on these animated GIFs. You see the 2 topics that we're going to do, and you can take a wild guess about what we're doing. Robert Denby is working. All right. This is the perfect stream to have in the background while you're working. You're doing some of your coding or something. I've got my iced coffee here, and it's got a little bit a little special ingredient in here. A little extra spice in that thing. In the Elvis room. GIF. We got some GIFs going on here. Sitting in the Elvis room. Whoa! Here we go. This is what you've all been waiting for. That's right, it's the big 50th episode. Everybody's working for the weekend, but it's Monday, so what the frick is going on? Well, we're back again for another episode. It's a big special episode, the 50th episode, and also the double feature. The Cool Stream double feature for our 50th episode. That's right, we did it again. We went around the sun 365 days, came around from whence we began. We did 50 freaking episodes of the Cool Stream, and boy are my arms tired. That's right, it's time to do the biggest one of all, to celebrate 50 episodes. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of crazy, weird stuff has happened in this whole entire year. A lot of crazy stuff has happened on the show. A lot of stuff happening in the world, and earthquakes and all the stuff the Pleiadians were talking about. It's been a lot of fun. So I thought we would do a big 50 episodes and do a big double feature today. So get ready. It's going to be a lot of fun. Because it's the Cool Stream, baby. We're back again. Time to do another one. A big special one that you've never seen before. We've never done in the history of the show. That's right. A double feature. Boom, ba, boom. Dude, yeah, that's right. We're back again. Time to do another show. It's going to be a lot of fun. This guy loves to code. We got a lot of welcome to the coders out there working hard, making sure our computers are running, making sure our Twitch streams are up and ready to go. Because we need that. We need things to be optimal and optimized on the web. Especially if we're going to do a stream where we jump down and look at some of the craziest, coolest stuff on the web. That's pretty much what we're going to do today. We've got 2 topics. I'd like to never code again. It seems hard. Not something I would like to do, but shout out to those out there. And coder lives matter. How about that? That's right. We need our web up and running so that we can jump in and look at some of the crazy and coolest stuff out there. Because it's the Cool Stream, that's what we do. We look at some of the craziest and weirdest stuff, and we've been doing it for 50 freaking episodes, and we're never going to stop, baby. Whoa! We're never going to stop. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to do 50 more episodes on top of that. 50 more of that. And it's just going to keep on getting better, folks. Just like an aging, like a fine wine, the Cool Stream after 50 episodes just keeps getting better and funnier, and I'm going crazy over here. I've got my iced coffee, and it's got a special ingredient in it. It's getting me all loosey-goosey, if you know what I mean. So, I'm ready to jump in here and do another 50 episodes and do a double feature, which is a whole other crazy thing, and I can't believe I'm doing it. I can't believe I agreed to do this. Wow! What's the special ingredient? Well, it's a little coffee liqueur known as Kahlua. We got the caffeine, and we got a little nip of some Kahlua. It's good stuff. Not a lot. I'll be switching to water after this, but just to get me juiced and jazzed and ready to go. And here we've got the main screen up here. We're ready to jump into topic number 1. We're ready to jump into topic number 1. Here on the Cool Stream double feature, that's right, we're doing 2 freaking topics today. Wow, it's going to be long. It's going to be a long episode. First ever. I got to get juiced and jazzed. And cross-faded. Love it. It's going to get weird. So, we got 50 episodes, and Jeremy, the social media manager here at the Cool Stream, my good friend, the intern Jeremy, was hard at work, apparently, gathering up some messages from people. So we got some messages we're going to listen to throughout the show. We got a ton of these things. I'm looking at this stuff. I hadn't heard any of them. He sent them over and said, I gathered these messages via social media, and I've got them here for you to play on the show. And I'm like, whoa, so many cool messages. We even got a very special message. I might as well play this one right off the top. This is kind of cool over there. Some of you may have heard of this this really cool website called Cameo, where you can get some of these freaking celebrities to read off messages for you. And here we've got a special streamer here in the chat. Says, "Hello, Mr. Wolf. I'm popping in to say congrats on the big 50 ep. I'm at work and can't turn the sound on." All right, thanks, Rat Brother, for jumping in the chat, wishing us 50 episodes, and thanks to all the subscribers and followers and everyone in the chat right now, everyone who's ever been in the chat, ever watched the show. Thanks also for making this happen. Wouldn't be here without all of our great viewers. So thanks for that. Thanks for that. Supporting the show and keeping the lights on for me with all of your subscriptions and your bit donations. And heck, just giving a crap in the first place is enough to make a tear fall out of my face. To have any kind of audience to do something like this is a lot of fun. And I'm very glad to do 50 episodes and to do 50 more. So we have a special message from the website Cameo. One of the members of the Cool Team got it, and we're gonna watch it right now. Uh-oh. Redeem my highlighted message. I'm denouncing Thug. Uh-oh, we got some drama going on in the chat here. What the heck? All right, we got a special message here from the God of Cringe. I don't know what's going on with these points. I don't quite understand. We got a special message here from the God of Cringe. He's a YouTube star. He's cringeworthy. And he's going to tell us a little special message about the cool stream. So let's check out what he's saying.
Hello, it's the God of Cringe here. Now, I'm here that B_Wolf has done 50 freaking episodes already of his amazing show called The Cool Stream. So you must go check that shit out and congratulate that motherfucker. If you love aliens, Bigfoots and other fun stuff, and weird stuff, and arch nemesis Mr. Rude Guy stuff, then you must check out his amazing episodes. Or else. The God of Cringe out.
It's the God of Cringe. B_Wolf. It's the God of Cringe and arch nemesis Mr. Rude Guy stuff. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'll have to clip some of that where he says the cool stream. Pretty funny. The God of Cringe. Now, this guy's cool. This guy's, I think, I watched some of his videos. You can book him for $3. He strives for the 5-star rating. He's been on Tosh.0. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me. He's got some weird videos. A lot of weird guys and gals on Cameo. So check out that website. It's a lot of fun. And now let's check out some of these. We've got a couple voicemails we're going to play. And we'll kind of visit some of these throughout the show. Let's see what we got here. This is an interesting one. Let's see what this one says here.
Hey, I called a few weeks ago, talked to Trucker Genie. Trucker Genie gave me $1 million, which I didn't receive. They were trucker dollars, didn't receive them for a while. I got them in the mail a couple weeks ago. It came in the form of a debit card, and I tried to use it at a gas station. I had 27 Swisher Sweets, 55 Slim Jims, a gallon of milk, and some eggs. And they said that it was expired. So if Trucker Genie, if he's there, if that could be relayed to him, that would be great. Thanks.
Trucker Genie. Trucker Genie made a promise he couldn't deliver on, I guess. He said I've got the transcript here. He gave said he gave $1 million. I do remember that, of trucker dollars, but they weren't. They were in the form of a debit card, and it expired. So I'm gonna have to see if I've got my Trucker Genie scammed one of our viewers. Crap. Well, I'm going to have to see if I can find my trucker lamp. See if I can get some answers for this, for one of our viewers here that was promised $1 million trucker dollars, but it didn't come through. Get some cool points going in the chat. All right. Trucker Genie, you're on notice. You're scamming my viewers. I think I need to do something about that. Let's see what other messages we got here. This is kind of cool. What's this kind of cool? This is from another person here. What does this say?
Hello, Beowulf. This is Loki. No, not the Norse trickster god, or, as well known in the Marvel movies played by Tom Hiddleston. No, it's me, Loki, the sexy Bigfoot, who likes to look into beautiful ladies' windows, and, they get very aroused by me. Loki, yeah. Anyways, I heard you had 50 episodes, and, one of them was about me, so I just wanted to say congratulations. It's so amazing. Thank you for raising my profile. My influence has gone up greatly since you talked about me on your show, and, I just hope you have a great rest of your show, and just a great year in 2020. Anyways, bye. Loki, that's me.
Loki. Remember that? Bigfoot, the horny Bigfoot. Loki, that's spying on women in their in the shower. The horny Bigfoot Loki was giving us a nice message. Appreciate that from Loki. Tried to get all the famous celebs and stuff. I think Jeremy was kind of reaching out to some of the celebs and famous folks here that have been featured on the show. Some people that have called in. So we got Trucker Genie, Loki, and then let's just do one more, and then we'll come back to some of these voicemails, some of this other stuff. There's a whole bunch of these. This is from an interesting person here. Let's see what they have to say.
Hey, Beowulf, this is your friend, Stream Rosa. Just wanting to call in and congratulate you for 50 episodes. I'm a huge fan of the Cool Stream, and it always gives me, interesting subjects to kind of go explore and look up on some of the websites that I frequent, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I just wanted to say congratulations. This is Stream Rosa. Congratulations, Beowulf, on 50 episodes.
All right. That was a message from Stream Rosa, who is a frequent caller to the Big Jim stream. And they mentioned some of the interesting stuff we've talked about and exploring things on the web, different websites that they frequent, which some of that stuff we don't really show on the stream. I think we would get in big trouble if we did that. But we appreciate that message from Stream Rosa, congratulating us and the other messages we received as well on our big 50th episode, which is going right now. You're watching it live on twitch.tv/B_wolf. In case you forgot where you were, we're going to jump into our first topic today on the Cool Stream double feature. Let me just get my bearings straight here and make sure I know what I'm doing. We've got some cool topics, and this is the first one that we're going to do. So, since it's around winter time right now, it's December. We're in the darkest depths of winter. And it doesn't quite feel like it right now where I'm at. It's a little bit warm. It's not quite a frosty winter wonderland. I hope everyone also had a good Christmas. I should probably say that too. And a Happy New Year. So, some parts of the world, they celebrate these traditions in many different ways. Okay, so we're going to explore some of these midwinter traditions over in Europe. They have some crazy stuff that they do over there that I don't quite understand, including this guy who's wearing this crazy hat on his head. People getting dressed up in different crazy costumes, some that you may have heard of before. So let's just go ahead and we'll intro this first topic with a little video. That's always the best way to kick things off. And of course, I've got my trusty translator here because a lot of this stuff is going to be in a different language that I don't speak. So, this here video is called
Nikolaus und Campus mit Tobias.
This is Krampus. We're talking about some of the Krampus stuff, in addition to some other of these crazy, weird folk traditions over in Europe, specifically some of them in Germany, in the Alpine regions, and this one's about the Krampus and St. Nicholas. And they're going to torture this poor kid. So Krampus is this demon, and he goes around with St. Nicholas. Krampus? Oh no. Krampus is gonna whip your ass. Oh no. You gotta watch out. Krampus will whip your ass. You better be a good little boy. Krampus is gonna get you. It's gonna get all your toys. It's scary. You better not be a bad little boy. Krampus is gonna get you. This kid is hamming it up right now. Oh, the Krampus is going to get me. Oh, frick. No, frick. He's traumatized. This damn Krampus is creepy. The Krampus is creepy, y'all. So what the heck is this all about? What is this thing? Well, let's see. Let's look at a website real quick. We'll get a little bit of information. Santa's horned helper, the fearsome legend of Krampus, the Christmas Punisher. Some relaxing music here. The Christmas Punisher, known as Krampus. In ancient times, a dark, hairy, horned beast was said to show up at the door to beat children, which he did in that video. He whipped the kid's little ass with his whips and carrying them off in his sharp claws. The Krampus could be heard in the night by the sound of his echoing cloven hooves and his rattling iron chains. His rattling iron chains. The strangest part was that he was in league with Santa Claus. What? Santa Claus? Santa Claus is supposed to be a good guy. He's doing spooky stuff now. The Christmas Terror. The unnerving beast was no demon, however. He was the mythical Krampus, companion to St. Nicholas, known as Santa Claus, Father Christmas, Kris Kringle, etc. The jolly old elf himself, while St. Nicholas now has the reputation of loving all the children, visiting them at Christmas time, judging their character and giving gifts to the nice ones and lumps of coal to the naughty ones. Krampus plays the dangerous sidekick. Von Krampus. There he is, stuffing you into his sack. It's kind of like we have the elf on a shelf now, and that's kind of what this is this little tormentor, little demonic beast that's haunting you day and night throughout Christmas, making sure you'll be a good little boy or girl. It's believed that the long-horned, shaggy goat-like monster with a long, angry face and lolling, forked tongue, is what happens when you're in here watching this show, you're having a big laugh when I'm saying all the funny jokes. He's got a creepy tongue. He would come visit the home of misbehaving children to punish them. It was believed he would give beatings and kidnap the kids, bringing them down to his underworld lair. Oh crap, he'd send them to hell. According to the centuries-old legends, if a child misbehaved, St. Nicholas, in his omniscience, would know and send his associate, the Krampus. It was said this dark partner with a serpentine tail would turn up to the house during the Christmas season to punish the wicked child. He would beat him with a bundle of birch sticks, whip them with horsehair, and throw them into a sack or wicker basket to take him down to hell for a year. Him or her. Girls can be bad too and get whipped, and maybe that's, maybe we shouldn't think too much about that. That's kind of weird. So you'll get abducted and you'll get taken to hell by the Krampus if you're bad. Being good for Santa wasn't enough for a delinquent. Krampus' reputation and fearsome appearance terrified children into behaving. Yay! Yay! Well, the children were good because they were afraid of the Krampus. Historians remain unsure as to the exact origins of the Krampus figure in folklore, but it is believed that, like Santa, Krampus predates Christianity, stemming from Norse and Alpine tradition and Germanic paganism. This is kind of like when we did the episode about Halloween and some of the pagan traditions that have gone into some holidays that we know and love today. And while we're not going to get too deep into some of the Christmas folklore and all that stuff, but we're specifically getting into some Krampus festivities and whatnot. I've got some crazy videos that are a lot of fun to watch. They're weird as hell. Including Krampus, his image has evolved over time throughout regions, but Krampus represented a balance of light and dark, providing a harmony between good and evil. There's St. Nicholas on his demon goat. On Krampus night, or Krampusnacht, let me just make sure I've said that correctly. I've got my little translator open here. Let's see, what's Krampus?
Krampusnacht.
Krampusnacht. On the eve of December 5th, German children took care to not attract the attention of the intimidating beast on Krampusnacht, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there and bring them presents, and don't bring the demon, please. December 6th. Though this already happened. I got some videos of some recent Krampuses running around. Krampus is believed to be the son of Hel in Norse mythology. Hel, daughter of Loki. Oh, Loki. Remember that? Not the Bigfoot, but the Norse god. He's the overseer of the land of the dead. His name is derived from the German word Krampen, meaning claw. Sort of like some other beasts in Greek mythology, satyrs and all that stuff. He's both feared and loved in all of the Alpine regions. That's a callback. All right. Let's see. Krampus was prohibited by the Austrian fascist government. Huh, interesting. Krampus is freaky as hell. He had lots of different companions. This is kind of interesting. The Krampus. There are different elves, the Scandinavian. We'll get into some of what some of these other are. Different elves and different things. We're mostly focused on the Krampus and some of these demons. Those are kind of crazy. This is an interesting video. And I'm going to just type this into the translate as we get going here. Ah! Frick.
Hinterschneeberger.
Here they are. Ah! They're scary. Look at these things. They have their creepy bells and they'll come get you. Ah! So people dress up as... Oh, there's St. Nicholas. They'll come into your house. St. Nicholas. Take you to hell. There's this guy. I'm gonna whip your ass now, you little bastard. Oh no. Oh, here's his presents. That's his little manservant there, I guess. And there is some problematic stuff here. Oh, here we go. Krampus is here. got his whip. He's gonna whip your ass. It gets intense. Please, Saint Nicholas, please tell your demons to go away. I do not want to be tortured anymore. I've been a good girl. I've been a good boy. Ah! Danke for the video. Here's some other ones.
That's a real Krampus right there. That's a spooky Krampus.
Okay, this one's in English. These are some YouTubers. Wow. 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 There's no children around for that one. Krampus.
Hey, you're here with Ben, and as usual, we're in Munich. Now, during the winter season, especially in Germany, it's a time to go out into the Christmas and winter markets, enjoy some Glühwein, some conversation, before eventually retiring home from the cold, blasting those radiators and warming up, perhaps with more Glühwein and a blanket. It's such a cozy time of year all around,
stuff.
yeah? But there won't be any sweet holiday vibes in this video, as we're heading out to the spookiest event of the season, the Krampus
Spooky as
I'd love
hell.
to tell you more about it, but right now, I have to get to Marienplatz to stake out a good spot before the demons arrive.
Oh no, the demons.
So what is a Krampus? Why is it laughing? And how come I've gone into Marienplatz to see them? These are great questions, so let's tackle them in order. Number one, a Krampus is a half-goat, half-demon figure from Central European folklore, most notably in Bavaria and other Alpine cultures. And though you might not know of him, you've definitely heard of his best friend,
Definitely
Saint
seen
Nicholas.
the movie.
Those two bros are tight and always travel together. As it goes, the Saint Nicholas figure rewards good children with presents, something most people are familiar with. However, Krampus, well, he brings home the punishment for the naughty children. Saint Nick is going to have to check his list a few more times than twice, because unlike a modern lump of coal as punishment, Krampus don't play. Instead, he might beat you with a stick, drown you, eat you alive, and if that isn't enough, then he'll transport you in his sack down to hell. It's a great bit of classically Germanic, child-friendly folklore. Number two, a lauf, or run in English, in this context meaning a parade, is when Saint Nicholas will march through your town with Krampus in tow. Alpine towns typically host their lauf every December, featuring hundreds of men dressed up in horrifying homemade Krampus costumes. An interesting distinction, however, arises between a Krampus lauf and the Krampus Nacht. Laufs, being organised parades, are usually pretty tame. You need to be more afraid of the crowds than the demons, that's for sure. If you catch their eyes, perhaps you'll lose a hat, get a jump scare, or worst case scenario, get dragged into the middle of the parade and get a light tussle. Nothing too crazy, all things considered. A Krampus Nacht, however, is a different kettle, where Krampuses roam the streets at night looking for people to beat up, usually stalking the alleyways near churches and Christmas markets. And by beat up, I do mean beat up.
Your ass.
These Krampuses are packing wooden sticks and will not be afraid to give you a welt on your legs or bruises on your hands if they catch you. It gives the whole city a scary vibe, with brave tweens squealing their heads off and running into traffic, and adults keeping themselves in packs. And so that's why, number three, we come to the 2019 Munich Krampuslauf, as raising your camera during a small town's Krampusnacht is not my cup of tea and would draw far too much attention. The Marienplatz parade will feature about 25 different Krampus groups. It's going to last for about an hour and a half, and if you can get a spot, it's entirely free. The clubs hail from all over Bavaria, and together create similarly themed Krampus costumes. Some more like fluffy beasts, while others choose an undead warrior aesthetic. Word on the street is that these costumes can cost anywhere between 15 to 2,500 euros, using authentic hides and horns no less. You can see the attention to detail shining through as each group struts down the high street, displaying their horns, skins, bells, chains, and switches with pride. For extra entertainment, bring your children and push them to the front, as I've seen so many German parents do, tempting the Krampus to take their little ones. Enjoy the rest of the B-roll, and I'll see you in the conclusion.
Oh, no. Gonna steal your children. Watch out. Krampus is gonna get you. That's pretty cool. Krampuslauf. We're seeing this? The parade of the Krampus. So we've got some parades. We got some other ones where they're just running wild and going up to people's houses and going inside your house. Ah! These are freaky. This is more like some Halloween type stuff. With these crazy masks. And there's also a crazy Christmas witch too. We'll get to that a little bit later. It's like a horror night. Wow, there's a Mad Hatter. Wow. We got a subscription here. Sailman subscribed at tier 1. Thanks for subscribing, Sailman. Ahoy hoy. We're talking about Krampus, baby. It's crazy. I'd love to go check out one of these. They've got their bells and their demonic masks and their horns and stuff. And it's just a lot of fun. Let's check out some other Krampuses. What is this one? Krampus Law.
Televize Film Pro. Zpravodajství z vašeho regionu.
Déšť a silný vítr byl předzvěstí příchodu Krampusů do Klatov. V nabitém doprovodném programu, kromě tanečních a pěveckých vystoupení, zaspíval například i Aleš Brychta.
U vstupu byl pro návštěvníky připraven živý betlém. Na památku si také mohli všichni odnést fotku s Krampusem.
Teď se nacházíme v areálu Autonejdl Klatovy. Přivítali jsme zde na 50 čertů ze 3 různých skupin. Přijela dokonce i jedna rakouská, která se divákům velice líbila. Letošní program trošku ovlivnili rozmary počasí. Měli jsme tady ohromný vichr, takže jsme nebyli schopni postavit LED obrazovku, udělat promítání, udělat další věci.
This is a different Krampus celebration. Don't know where this is.
Uvidíme, jestli příští rok
some other place. It's not in Germany. If anyone knows the... Wow, now this is more like Halloween stuff right here. It's like a Poland or something. They're all over Europe, which is crazy. There are lots of different types of folklore, traditional type things. This is more of some crazy spectacle. This is new. This just happened. Is there a reason why it occasionally mutes? Oh no. I hope not. I think we're all full speed ahead over here. I don't think we're having any sound issues. I hope not. Oh, there's some some Christmas ladies. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Trying not to get too excited. Krampus is kind of like a crazy Bigfoot, too, if you think about it. It's a big furry guy. He runs wild, goes crazy, and torments your ass. Let's see what this one is. Krampuslauf. I just watched that one. No. No. What was this one? This was in Gastein.
Lebt beim Gestein der einzigartige Brauch des Teufellaufs nach. 80 bis 100 Passen.
Here in the woods, we're going to see the Krampus.
Engel in Kerbe tragen und den Krampussen von Haus zu Haus.
Hello, Mrs. Krampus. We must gather the sticks for the traditional Krampus parade. Don't really know any Germans. Any subtitles? French auto-generated.
Beim ersten Schneefall werden die feinen Aster für die Birkenbaum geschnitten und kleine Hurten gebunden. Das ist das Symbol für unsere Teufeln, die dann später beim Einsacken gemeinsam mit den Nikolauskasten auf der Sackel gehängt werden. Früher war es selbstverständlich, dass die
Those who suffer and I need the VAD.
mühevoller Arbeit selber backen worden sind. Meistens haben sie da die Frauen für die Krampusläufer schon Wochen vorher getroffen, damit alles pünktlich
Where's the Krampus? Krampuslauf. She's making some sweets or cooking something for the Krampus, I guess. This is a little bit of everyday life out there in Germany. Germany. Cooking the traditional Christmas cookies for the Krampus. I think is what's going on here. Not entirely sure. Warcraft pacifist parades. Okay, I don't think these captions are really... These are auto-translated. It's not really doing any good here. It's kind of a cool video. Just cooking some cookies. So, here's another video. This is another Krampus. This is in Gastein. Okay, no, this is what we want here. Wow! Freaky! Scary. Scary as hell. Here it is, St. Nicholas.
So wie jedes Jahr diese Zeit. Wenn's draußen stürmt und schneit.
I'd be pretty freaked out if this happened to me when I was a little kid.
Mein Name ist St. Nikolaus. Die braven und die frommen Leute.
Yeah, whip your ass.
Doch, auch die Schlimmen. Sollen was bekommen.
Mr. Krampus.
Den Krampus
Who's that guy?
Der Krampus weiß genau Bescheid. Also, haltet euch bereit. Ich hoffe,
Thanks for following Loco Poco.
Und wünsche frohe Weihnachten.
Watching Krampus videos.
Ein gutes neues Jahr.
Günther Schlagen.
Wie schaut's aus mit dem Gedichter? Wusste, ha? Na, sing mal hier.
There's a lot of crazy characters. Also helps that I don't understand German, so I don't really know what they're saying. But we know the Krampus is there, and we know he's waiting to make his final judgment here. And this little kid is trying to say that he's been a good boy all year, but we know that to be false. We know the Krampus is going to attack. These kids are bad. They know it. It's too late. The Krampus is coming for you. It's too late. Your pleas have not been heard by St. Nicholas. And the Krampus is going to get all of these kids. Who's that guy? Visit from the Belschnickel.
Was hat die gesagt, die Tante? Wenn du kommst, was tust du dann? Aha! Ja. Ausgeschmeißen kannst du dann, gell? Musst gehen, nächstes Mal musst du Schule gehen. Gell?
You've been a bad little boy. I'm gonna take you away to hell. You're gonna go straight to hell now. There's nothing you can do about it. Here they come. Good Lord, that's terrifying. Oh, no. Oh, the Krampus is a nice Krampus. You've been a good little boy, and I won't take you to hell now. This one, not so sure about this one. Pretty mean looking, scary, freaky. They don't, I guess they're not going to steal any children today. Their hunger has not been satiated. So they're on to another house to see if they can find some children that they can take to hell. Saint Nick, does he kill the Krampus? Well, he's in league. He's helping. The Krampus is helping Saint Nicholas. And if it wasn't for the Krampus, all the kids would be very bad. So you need that good and evil. Sort of like how really, when it comes down to it, you know, Satan is really friends with God. It's sort of the same idea. You need the demon to help the good in the world, if that makes sense. Here's some more Krampuses. Imagine if this is your town and every year these crazy demons would come out. It's a Batman and the Joker. These guys are freaky. You must have can't have the dark without the light. That's right. It's like a Star War. Look at these guys. So loud. This video's from December 15th, so I was trying to find some recent Krampus videos because of the Krampuslauf was a couple weeks ago. The soccer hooligans. Their costumes are huge. They got a big... These Krampuses are thick. The Krampus is thick AF in this video. Can't hardly get around that thing. Chunky Krampus. Big chunk. Alright, let's check this one out. Here's another one from a couple weeks ago. allin.de. Ah! Here they come. Oh my god. Ah! You guys are obsessed. Don't forget, it's cold up there. It's cold up there in Germany right now. In Germany, wherever they are. Getting wet. Now this is the Krampus. Yeesh. This is the Krampus. The one where they get to run wild, like Purge style.
Klausentreiben in Sonthofen.
That's what this video is called. Klausentreiben. You don't want to be out when these Krampuses are out. Jeez Louise. No, sir. Look at those bells. They have these big giant bells. They're kind of cool. They're loud as hell. These Krampuses need to keep it down. Der Krampustenschleben. Let's see. There's all kinds of these crazy whip guys with their whips. The Bellschnickel. He hands out the punishment. He's gonna whip your ass. And of course we have Black Pete, which we will not be going investigating any of that. We'll not be looking, try to avoid any sort of black-faced kind of stuff from some of these parades. It happens. 9 facts about the Krampus. We learned all we need to know about the Krampus. So we need to investigate some of these other crazy ones. This one's kind of interesting. The mystical origins of the Kukuri, Bulgaria's strangest folk festival. And of course, I cannot pronounce this. The Lithuanians, they have a celebration. They burning in gruesome effigy a female personification of winter, before parading through the streets dressed as witches and goats and devils. Let's see if we can get a translate of that word there. Excuse me. What does that say in Lithuanian? So I'm trying to go through my translation here.
Utsgavnes.
Utsgavnes. Yes, this word, Pete, is problematic. We're not going to look anything about that. The Romanian festival, similarly symbolic of the new year, a Dionysiac celebration of death and rebirth. Performers dress as horned goats with ivy beads and, according to the myth, in skins of sacrificed goats. In Hungary, the Buzojaras is a blur of hellas, masks, and folk dancing. Some legends say it originated as a trick used to scare away the Ottoman invaders. The Bulgarians have the kukri. And they dress up in these freaky costumes and run around and go wild. It comes from the Latin, it denotes a folkloric ritual monster, a man dressed in an elaborate suit of fur and ribbons, feathers and beads. The kukri wear carved wooden masks with the faces of beasts and birds, hanging heavy copper or bronze bells around their waist, and they jump, dance around, and go crazy, and dispel the evil spirits. Sounds kind of like the Krampus. The earliest accounts of the ritual, they often start their work as early as dawn. They dance through the villages, delivering health, happiness, and a bountiful harvest year. So in this tradition, these are like good demons. Let's see, in some tradition, the home invasions took place in the morning. In other communities, they were performed after dark, so that the sun would not catch them on the road. I've spoken to Bulgarians who clearly remember such episodes from their childhood, some of them describing a visit from the kukri as a singularly terrifying experience. But then, that's the point. Evil spirits take a lot to scare. They spend all year crafting intricate, disturbing, or grotesque costumes. This is kind of like the Krampus, a little bit. So let's see, we got some videos of the kukri. And once again, they're dancing around with their bells and whistles, making a hell of a lot of noise. Instead of punishing the children, they're chasing away some of the bad winter demons. They have these crazy headdresses and stuff. It's pretty weird. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool and it's kind of weird. Some folklore traditions you'll find over in Europe. All these headdresses, and we'll see some more headdresses here in a little bit. There's something about dressing up like a monster and wearing a crazy costume and having this big celebration in the winter that it's just part of this tradition in Europe. It's kind of interesting. Wow. Okay, this one's a little bit more of a high quality video here. This is celebrating the first weeks of the new year. So I guess they haven't had the kukri celebration just yet. But they will, and they're going to be going wild. Every region has their own style of costume.
Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that.
Oh, yeah!
Bring health, happiness, and a good harvest year. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. Whoa. These are masks with all kinds of glitter and little mirrors and stuff. Full of interesting folk traditions. These are good demons. We like these demons. We like some of these demons because they're helping us scare away the bad stuff. Alright. There's some other demons. Kukri demons. This is from Bulgaria. And they're loud as hell. It's quite a spectacle. It's quite a crazy spectacle. I'd love to go over there and check it out someday. Check out the kukri celebrations in Bulgaria. like their big headdresses. Those are kind of cool. It's very loud. It's very loud with all their bells and stuff. A lot of bells. Can't have enough bells when you're trying to chase away the evil spirits. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. Boom, boom, ba, boom. It's part of the whole parade going on here. Can't say that I know a whole lot about this stuff. Cougars. These crazy, kooky, crazy people. Okay. You're crazy. There's a part of Freemasonry. Much of the same could be claimed for Bulgaria's kukri ritual. Interesting. Ow! That's kind of weird. Is there a link between the Cougars and the Freemasons? Links between mummery and Freemasonry have been hypothesized, and the theory that all mummers are Freemasons. This is a weird website. Anyway, this is all part of this carnival. Okay, don't look at that. Festival celebration in Bulgaria. Very similar to some of the carnival celebrations that happen in the spring as well, which we can maybe at a later date we'll have an episode about some of that. All right, before we get into some more stuff, let's check out some voicemails. I need to take a little break from this. This is making my head spin. We've got some really smart stuff we're going to get to next. Some of these folklore traditions, and then we're going to take a little break. And we'll come back to do the next topic. All right, what's we got here? What other voicemail do we have? Here we got another voicemail here. Let's see what this one is.
Hey, what's up, B-Wolf? It's Q from Space. I'm eating some mac and cheese here. Congrats on the number of episodes you are at now. Currently. Thank you.
All right, that's a special message from Q from Space, eating mac and cheese. And that's 50 episodes we're at right now. 50 eps. We've done a lot of episodes. We've been to hell and back. We've been captured by the Krampus, and now we're back doing 50 freaking episodes. And we're doing the Cool Stream double feature. We're just now tuning in. That's what we're up to. Let's check out this other voicemail here.
Hey, B-Wolf, I heard from a little birdie that it is your 50th episode, and this is how intensive, and I've probably watched several of them. I'm a big, busy, important businessman, but I thought I'd take a little bit of time out of my schedule to say it's pretty cool. The Cool Stream has hit 50 episodes. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Thanks to How Intensive for that, and Q from Space for the voicemail. Our 50 episodes. Wow! It's a crazy carnival. Wow! Speaking of a crazy carnival, let's hear some more of this Pleiadian message. I kind of like this weird music.
Weather, these areas too will be affected by these shifts in climate. And the ice caps, yes, are melting, but there is ice coming in other areas. Your scientists are going to find ice appearing in other places. Yes, you're going to find ice.
Well, we found ice, and they're taking the children away. So we don't like them. If we find them, we'd like for them to stop. Okay.
Is going to appear in other places so that the fish and the oceans will be regenerating themselves. You don't need to worry about your fish too much. There are going to be new species of fish, new things in your oceans that are going to appear, that you're going to be able to eat, that are going to be nourishing, and your oceans will regenerate, dear ones. Do not be concerned. You can only do so much, and your scientists will find ways of regenerating, but the earth is regenerating itself, dear ones. Do not underestimate the power of the earth itself. You think that you are doing all these things, and you are. We're not saying that you shouldn't correct some of the things that you are doing that are hurting the planet Earth. But dear one, your Earth has an ability to recalibrate itself, and this is what is in fact happening. So,
all right. The Earth is recalibrating. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Speaking of the Pleiadians, we got a voicemail. This is kind of cool.
Hello, Beowulf. It is I, the Pleiadians. Oh, we've heard great news about the cool stream. We send you a message, yes? And the message is, whoa, congratulations on 50 episodes of the cool stream. Whoa.
The Pleiadians. The Pleiadians send us a message. That's pretty cool. They must be receiving our transmission. And they congratulated us on 50 episodes. That's pretty cool. The Pleiadians. We love those guys and gals over there. Over there in their star system.
For you, I gain access to the web.
Alright, we need to get back into it. We're going to get back into this folklore stuff. Let's get through this. Let's just get through this, for God's sake. We got some other crazy folky stuff. Talking about some more of these different traditions. The Perkton. Is that how you say that? I need my translation. And they walk around wearing these crazy headdresses. It's a part of their celebration with Krampus and all that. They have these Perktons.
Das deiner Perkton.
Perkton. Close enough.
There
are these crazy hats. Look at these things. Wow. And there are these witches too. Wow, look at those things. They must weigh a ton. And he's got a sword. Perkton. Look at these things.
Sag mal, Lola Pferd oder schon fotografieren? Frohes, gutes Neujahr!
Wow! There's a big horse. So we're going to figure out what some of this stuff means. Who are some of these wild characters and why do they wear these giant sculpture things on their heads? It's an interesting tradition. This is in the town of Gastein. Oh crap. No. Aunt was in the Peace Corps in Bulgaria. I think she's seen some of this stuff. I first heard about some of this stuff. I had a friend that lived in Austria, and she was showing me pictures of some of these crazy masks and talking about the parades and stuff. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I've been interested in it ever since, so I'm bringing it to you via the Cool Stream. And now we have a little thing, a play of some sort with this king and these soldier guys. Wow. Holy moly. Whoa. Got their whips out. Whip your ass. I don't know what the hell's what's going on here. Whip it good. Wow. I don't have a whip sound. I need a whip sound. Don't. Whoa. Look at those things. Crazy stuff. Whoa. There's a big goat. Whoa. I guess they go around the town in their big headdresses and do a bow. Those things must weigh a ton. So I got some interesting reading to do. Here about some of these traditions here. We're gonna figure out what all this stuff means. This is a cool website about some masks. If you want to check out some mask stuff, maskeurope.eu. We've got some stuff about masks. There's some different traditions. There's a whole bunch of these things in some different countries. There's Krampus. It's a beast. It's kind of a cool website. It's where I first located some of these interesting traditions here. The Perkten. That's what we're reading about. It's become the name of the entourage, as well as the name of the animal masks worn in parades and festivals in the mountainous regions of Austria. The Perkten took two forms. Some are beautiful and bright, and so we're going to translate that. This is a different thing, sort of like Krampus. Copy. I'm trying to copy and paste this here to my handy translation software.
Schönperchten.
As though what that says. Schönperchten. These come during the 12 nights and festivals to bring luck and wealth to the people. The other form is this one here that I'm copying and pasting over.
Schiarperchten.
Alright, and they're ugly. They have fangs and tusks and horsetails, which are used to drive out demons and ghosts. Men dressed as the ugly Perkten during the 16th century and went from house to house driving out the bad spirits. Today in Austria, particularly in Salzburg, where she is said to wander through Hohensalzburg Castle at the dead of night, the Perkten are still a traditional part of holidays and festivals. Perkten. So there's some demonic ones and there are some pretty ones. And the turtle. Don't want to care about who I was until I put on the Euro mask. So we're talking about Perkten and some of these crazy festivals. The ones that we were watching just now. You remember that? This is interesting stuff, guys. What is going on here? And there's this old lady with a big nose. Who is that? And who is this guy? Why are they wearing all this stuff? It's like a predator. Demon. Wow. Alright, so I found some interesting information out there. We're going to learn a little bit today. I found someone's thesis or something. Ritual, Rebellion, and Social Inversion in Alpine Austria, Rethinking the Pirchtenlauf and its Relationship to the Carnivalesque, by David Natko, a thesis presented in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree of Masters of Arts, Arizona State. So anyway, this person did some interesting research into the Pirchten. We're going to read 113 pages of the master's thesis. Now, I wanted to jump to page 22 of this person's thesis. So there's some different carnival traditions. These include a temporary disruption of the social order through the inversion of hierarchies and the suspension of restrictive laws and codes of conduct. So it's sort of like the Purge, where they get to run around and do anything they want and do all kinds of crazy stuff. Carnival. The Carnivalesque is deeply rooted in calendrical cycles and the ambivalence of time which kills and gives birth. Okay? Are we following here? Therefore, dualities, such as death and birth, creation and destruction, rich and poor, male and female, and praise and abuse are combined into one image or act, such as good and evil, like St. Nicholas and Krampus guy. Food and drink figure prominently into the Carnivalesque. Okay, and this is the good part here. Pay attention. Food and drink figure prominently into the Carnivalesque, not only because they involve man taking the outside world into his body, but also because they lead to the creative acts of defecation and urination. It's a creative act to pee and poop. As this person writes, the living body returns to the earth its excrement, which fertilizes the earth, as does the body of the dead. Descent into the earth results in the springing forth of new life, and the lower body, encompassing the stomach and genitals, corresponds to the earth as both bodily grave and site of reproduction. It is therefore a central and ambivalent image of the Carnivalesque. My poop is art. The basic form of the Pirchtenlauf is the same, a group of costume men who parade from house to house in midwinter. They perform a brief dance in return for a gift of food and drink, or occasionally money. In this sense, the ritual bears a close resemblance to the socially inversive wassailing traditions of the English-speaking world. Pretty interesting. And pooping and peeing. The duality of poop and pee. So we're going to go a little bit lower here. He talks a little bit more about poop and pee. Originating in... So it talks about some of the different things that they do. They run around with sausages and wave it in people's faces and throw baby dolls at people, assaulting the upper body of the spectators and simultaneously promoting the sensuality of the lower body. Equally, if not more important, however, is that the actions of the tailor and the fools incite laughter. Originating in the stomach, laughter is, like defecation, ejaculation, and childbirth, an essentially productive bodily function. It is a spontaneous and chaotic outburst. I'll say, whenever I go to the toilet, it's traditionally a chaotic outburst. Antonymous with restriction and authority. Laughter and merriment can be festive as well as derisive. Jesus, can't talk right. The ambivalent atmosphere created by laughter, praise, and abuse become one. Therefore, heckling the female onlookers, the fools are displaying their affections. This corresponds to the observation that the fools would not throw the canvas infants to foreign or substandard women. Okay? So they do all kinds of pranks and heckle females. So that's kind of cool. I'm sure that's a lot of fun to get heckled by some weird guys dressed up in costumes. I thought that was kind of funny. Defecation and all that stuff. The duality of poop and pee. Pretty interesting. The Pirchten, pagan traditions in the Alps. They have all kinds of the Austrian Alps. Pretty neat. The Pirchten. It's a very prominent figure of heathenish or pagan traditions in the Alps. According to ancient Indo-Germanic beliefs, the months of winter are dominated by demons and evil spirits. It is the winter that brings darkness, cold, and dangers, so it's easy to understand how such beliefs could evolve. Traditionally, Frau Pirchte is believed to be a godlike creator, half man, half woman, but usually displayed in its female manifestation. She appears on earth on the turning point between the old and the new year, winter solstice, around Christmas time. Frau Perkta represents the dual male-female deity and is accompanied by all sorts of evil spirits, like the freaking Krampuses, the Perktons. Lots of annoying old dudes out there pranking the women, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun to be pranked. It's kind of interesting. Boom, 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 boom. The Perkton with their crazy headdresses. I love these things. These are the pretty Perktons. Their headdresses. It's very strange. Wow. All right, How Intensive is hosting us. Thanks for the host, and thanks for the voicemail. Here they are. Those are the evil Perktons, and they look a lot like Krampuses. And here are the soldiers or something. Somehow the soldiers are involved too. They're protecting us. Oh no! We're reading and learning about Perktons on the Cool Stream double feature. There they go, off into the night to scare away the evil demons. The Perktons. That one's got a deer on his head. Krampus videos. Ah, he's got some scissors. There are a lot of different characters, and I don't quite know what they are and what they mean. But I tried to figure it out. Let's go check out some more websites here. Regional Customs. The Perkton Run. General Meeting of the Perkton Group. September 21st. Preparations are made for good success for the Perkton Lauf. Everyone is responsible for their costume. This is a translation of a website. And sometimes the men dress up as women, because the women aren't allowed to do it, which is interesting. They have these crazy cool headdresses. Look at these things. Notice that no children are enjoying this. The Perkton Run. Let's see. Perkton Run is run by so-called Perkton Captain who wore military uniform. Perkton Captain has appeared in traditional Gastein costume. His commanding powers expressed the drawn saber. He announces in the valley whether and when purling is carried out. So I guess that's what those soldier guys were doing. The Perkton Run. Decorations of the caps for the beautiful Perkton begins weeks before. A wide variety of masks and costume must be provided and repaired if necessary. In particular, the holding device of the cap carrier, which is these big tall hats that these people wear. It's pretty crazy. The Perktons. You gotta have a strong frame to carry some big thing on your head. Look at these things. Gotta be strong. The Rossel riders line up at a safe distance, begin to swing their whips. Their rhythmic snapping can be heard widely. The Perkton train. We saw those guys, the guys in their whips. That was pretty cool. Some loud whips. And they had a music group. And they do a little dance. The legendary command Perkton got you. The cap wearers bow after performing their dance up to 400 times a day. An unimaginable burden. Witches use every opportunity for numerous jokes. Chimney sweepers. They climb the roof and balconies of the house to throw snow at the audience. Doing their pranks. This is crazy stuff. It's an old-timey tradition. And here we have the Perked Witch. Chimney sweepers. And the witch play a very important role The Perkton Witch. And here's porking. Really want to know what that means? Let's see what this is. Hunter, game, and protection. Oh no. Porking. Yeah, okay, and they do portray the Moor and the pair of Turks, so I'm sure that's not a racist depiction of what that might be. Of course, you have the bear driver. Right, of baby driver, but these are the bear driver. They have tailors, sturgeon cutters. That was the little weird guy with this crazy, the crazy beak. Freaky, and the cutter. Craftsman, quacks, scissor grinders, and many others. The Perkton train. Come on, ride the train, the Perkton train. Whoa, whoa. King Herod and his wife and the Roman soldiers, because the chewing booze and are busy capturing lawbreakers. Whoa, this is crazy. And there's the Krampus. Alright. Anyway, this is a translated website where it talks a little bit about the Perkton Festival. And there's a whole bunch of these websites about this stuff. Boom, boom. Freaky stuff. The beautiful Perkton. Those are kind of cool. Any other videos? Do we have any other videos? We have 1 million videos. I wanted to see a little bit about how it was connected to these ancient gods here. We're getting really deep into it now. Pagan traditions. Smoke nights. Okay, so we heard all that stuff. The Krampus dates, St. Nicholas, and we're going to try to figure out the Night of Hülfrauen in the New Year tradition of Germany. Oh my gosh, we're getting in the weeds here. Trying to make sense of this.
Hülfrauen.
I'm not going to try to say that. Hülfrauen. This one's on January 2nd. Here's the witch. This person drove through the Thuringian forest. This is from Steemit, one of my favorite websites, Steemit. And they went to a town called Schnet. Every year, a locally adapted form of the wild hunt, or rather the Perktenlauf, called the Fleckenschlag, the Night of the Hülfrauen.
Hülfrauensnacht.
Yeah. The night marks the end of the 12 nights and takes place 12 days after the winter solstice. The Hülfrauen are the female helpers of Frau Holle. Good Lord.
Frau Holle.
Frau Holle. Especially in Franconia, the leader of the wild hunt, and is much more than the feather-tossing snowmaker from the Grimm's fairy tales. On the night of Christ's birth, they set the table for the Queen of Heaven, who is called Holle by the folk, so that she may help them. Originally, Frau Holle was a goddess dressed in bright white robes, which rode in her magnificent wagon across the skies. With the spread of Christianity, she was partly transformed into a demonic figure. There she is, the witch. According to one legend, Frau Holle moves with her entourage from these different towns to let loose her vassals onto the village. These are lashing 3 blessings. What the hell? These are lashing 3 blessings, bringing strikes on all the folks' backs and cross their path. The 3 strikes are a gesture of ritual cleansing and are meant to cast out the spirits of the old year, bring luck, health, and fruitfulness to the new year. Throughout this chase, the Hülfrauen are humming eerily to themselves. The louder or more keenly they hum, the more frightful they are said to be. Wife of Harry Hull. Christmas Day. Waiting the arrival of Perkta. She's the goddess of vegetation and fertility in Germanic mythology, is somewhat of an enigma. She could be male or female and held many different names, including Perkt, Quanterburman, Frostenweber. The Perkta is simply another version of the goddess Frau Holla. Holla! It is said she would enter homes on the 12th night and gather silver coins to children and young servants whom she knew had worked hard and behaved well during the year. She searched the home to ensure all the flax had been spun. If not, she would cut open the bellies of the wicked, lazy children to stuff them with straw and pebbles. Oh my god. That's freaky. She would cut their stomach open. Frau Perkta. She's a Christmas witch who will replace your children's organs with garbage. When you're a little kid, you learn the ins and outs of Santa. Do you know that Santa isn't the only magical gift giver associated with the seasons? In Eastern Europe, there are a number of characters associated with Christmas. Not all of them are nice like Santa. Some of them are quite terrifying, like Frau Perkta. It's the leader of the Wild Hunt. Female counterpart to Berchtold, the leader of the Wild Hunt. They had elves and fairies and demons running around. Seeing the hunt in passing was thought to be an omen indicating great misfortune. Some describe her as a Krampus-like beast, while others describe her as a tall, white-robed woman. Sadly, before Instagram, so no selfies exist. Ah! She's presented as having two faces. The good children of Eastern Europe loved Frau Perkta, while the naughty were terrified of her. Whoa. So she's could be a good witch or a bad witch. The 12th night of Christmas, the Feast of Epiphany, she would creep into homes and leave a piece of silver in the shoes of children and servants who were good that year. There she is, the Krampusmann. But if you'd been bad, you were in for a heck of a lot more than just a stocking full of coal. To the naughty, she gave you the gift of slitting open their bellies, removing their organs, and replacing them with pebbles and straw. Oh my goodness. It's freaky stuff. Sometimes the Perkta is portrayed with one extra large foot. That means that she's a shapeshifter. Wow. So what she does with those delicious little entrails from the little kids, it's best left to the imagination. I'm sure there's been a horror movie. The Perkta. There's been the Krampus movie, Faces of the Golden Queen. So, she's an ancient goddess figure, and she's seen across German, some of the German traditions. It's kind of interesting. And it says here that she's the same figure known as Frau Frick. What the frick? It's got a bunch of different names. She accompanies her husband, Woden, as he heads the Wild Hunt, visiting homes on 12 nights of Christmas, dispensing rewards and punishments. She comes as a beauty or a hag. The legend. So here's a little map of all the different Frau Perktas. It's kind of cool. Some of the different parts of Germany. She has different names. Frau Perkt and Frau Frick. What the frick? Okay. Pretty wild and cool. So you could get into some of this crazy stuff, that it goes all the way back to these ancient German god myths and all that kind of stuff. And so check that out, germanicmythology.com. And here's some other cool websites with some of these figures and stuff. Schnabel. I'm not sure what that is. That's another one here. Frau Frick. What the frick? Okay, we already watched that one. So, we're gonna go and check out another tradition here. We got all these different types of parades and whatnot. Now this one's kind of interesting, not related to Frau Frick. It is called in Switzerland. The nights are pitch black and it's bitterly cold. They're in preparation for the New Year's tradition, The Sylvester Klaus, or the New Year's clauses. Each group, called a Schupel, consists of 5 to 8 men who don knee breeches or women's dresses with white aprons. They carefully put on their cotton caps, white gloves, smiling masks. They have their big cowbells, and they wear these crazy hats. So let's go and check out one of these videos, why don't we? I've been talking for way too long, and the stuff that people like the most is when we watch a crazy video. So check this out. Doing some of that crazy yodeling, kind of like Avalanche Bob. Remember that guy? Wow, wow. They go around these towns and sing their yodeling songs. They're yodeling punk. This stuff is weird. They go back to good old Christianity. Sylvester Klaus. Oh, there they are. Very strange. Of course, you gotta have the bells. These loud, clanging bells. Sylvester Klaus. Oh, what the heck is all this? It's truly weird and wild stuff. Sylvester Klaus. What is this stuff? It's a long and difficult day for the participants. They wear masks and bells, weighing around 30 kilos. Go up and down steep hills throughout the valley. The men receive a friendly welcome at every farm they visit, because hosting a Schupel is seen as a particular honor. They ring the bells and break out into the high-pitched chorus that echoes through the valley, similar to yodeling. The yodeling punk. The family listens attentively to the song of the sounding bells, which the men repeat 3 times before they heartily wish the residents a Happy New Year. Visitors are then offered mulled wine, which they drink through their masks with a straw. And according to Swiss custom, the homeowner offers the visitors a bit of money for their trouble. When the groups converge, the 3 different incarnations of the Klaus become most distinguishable. Okay, so you have the beautiful ones. Let's put this into our handy-dandy translation software here.
Die schöne.
That one. Beautiful ones, and then the ugly ones. So again, we see some similar to the Krampuses.
Die schönste.
And the beautiful ugly. I've heard of beautiful anonymous. Beautiful ugly. And then we have the ugly ones. Let's translate
Die
that.
Wüste.
With their spectacular costumes of greenery and fearful masks, the beautiful ugly are likely the oldest version of the tradition, resembling walking trees. Their outfits are a mixture of the other two kinds of Klaus, save for the fact that they are made out of natural materials. There's no limit to the imagination involved in their creation. They hide their faces behind masks made of pine cones, while their cloaks are made of moss, lichen, or bark. By afternoon, the celebration moves back into the local pubs, where the Schupel drink together and have a grand old time. Nico. Dogs hate that stuff. The Sylvester Klaus. Sylvester Klaus. Sylvester Klaus, the beautiful, the ugly beautiful, or pretty ugly, and the ugly. So they have these crazy masks, painted in extremely doll-like. They have these different scenes on their big headdresses. Pretty ugly, they're a costume that resembles a fir tree, with twigs, moss, bark, and other natural materials. So they wear these crazy costumes made of leaves and bark and twigs and stuff. And the ugly ones, take a look at the video below. And definitely let me know. They've got all kinds of... They're the ugly ones. Excuse me. There they are. It's weird. Who would think that something that looks so ugly would have such a nice little song that they could sing? La, 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 la. Sylvester Klaus. Quite interesting. Over in Switzerland, the Sylvester Klaus. Okay, we're getting ready to wrap up some of the folklore stuff, but I got a couple more. Oh, Nico. I didn't see that. It's funny. It's funny. Sylvester Klaus. Oh, we got some other ones. Sylvester Klaus. There they are. Okay. Got enough of these Sylvester Klauses. You see them, you know them, you love them. I thought I had some videos of these guys, these dancers. guys who do some different dances and stuff. I can watch a QuickTime video. Okay, the video is not supported, so we're not going to watch the video of it unless I've got one somewhere. These guys doing some crazy dances. Might have one somewhere. Too many videos to watch. Not enough time to watch all the videos. If there's one thing we've learned doing 50 episodes of the Cool Stream is there's definitely not enough time to watch all the videos, and sometimes they get all out of order and you don't know which ones you're looking for. So we don't have any videos of those crazy dancing guys. Let's check out... Oh, yeah we do, right here. Right here. Here they are, doing a crazy dance. We're just going to watch their dancing video and we'll get on to the next one, alright? La 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 la. There's a Krampus there. The dancing lads. Okay. So these are some guys that go around doing these dances. Okay. So we got that one. We got some of these. Not sure what this is. Let's check it out. This has to do with the Wren Boys in Ireland. Wow! Wow. It's very loud. The Wren Boys.
Mr. Brown's a worthy man, and to us has we brought the wrong. On the wrong, as you can see, it's right upon the heart. But you're in it by a side, the arm about to be a step. Go your small, from this bit, up good in, and give it a tip, they're on me, boys, hurrah.
Ireland. The Wren Boys. On St. Stephen's Day, they would go out and get the wren bird.
God save our shadowed land, stalked by this night beast of the dead. Turn the brownness of the skull, sockets smouldering in the head. Will no St. George or Patrick come, restore to us our blessed and blossoming, now barren land?
He paused in the threshold,
flashed his sword of wood,
swinging lantern on the snow.
3 blood-red circles where he stood,
Heard the listeners gip
like gosling,
as if they understood.
bold as brass about the name come on through the door.
Both the ladies on the right smashed the devil to the floor. Justice triumphs on the spot with straw like guts thrown everywhere. False Satan struts the more. Seen in womb like darkness, 2 wearing decades ago, from which I still recall their faces like listening animals. A storm lock swinging to and fro, and from those creaking country rhymes, that purging lament of
This has to do with an ancient story. Maybe it's not ancient. Something about the wren. It's to do with the Wren Boys. Came in at the right time to hear the Wren Boys. Let's see another one of these. I can't explain what this is about. You're going to have to look it up yourself. There's another one I want to look up. This is all about the Wren Boys. On St. Stephen's Day in Ireland, there's a whole story about the Wren Boys. They dress up in crazy costumes and play music and sing songs. It's interesting seeing these kinds of traditions, but the music is fairly modern and sounding and very Western. That's right. This guy playing acoustic guitar. With St. Stephen's Day, origin of post-Christmas charity. See, it says it began with the time of Celtic Druids. The wren in Gaelic is the Druid's bird.
A cockroach on the floor, a line of mummers marching out the door, as the lamp flares in the draught, and the melted snow from their feet leaves you in peace. As an old year dies on your hearthstone for good luck, and the moon's host is elevated in a monstrance of holly trees, and he makes dark tracks who had unpuzzled the first dewy path into the new summer's grazing. We have brought the summer in. We have brought the summer in.
Bum, 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 Oh, well, we're going to pause that. We're going to do a clap for that song. Good song. Ow! I wanted to switch back over because I initially told you to go look it up yourself, but then I thought, hell, I've got all these tabs open, and maybe I can figure out what some of this stuff means real quick. So, Wren's Day, the day after Christmas, began with the time of the Celtic Druids and picked up other customs over time. The wren in Gaelic is called this word. See if the Google can translate this one. See if you can translate this one. Scottish Gaelic. Alright, that's what that is called. Or the Druid's bird. It could soar to the highest heights and scuttle around in the underbrush. It was considered cunning, wise, and a connection with the divine. It nested in the oak trees in Ireland. Anyone who disturbed a wren nest risked their home being destroyed by nature. Since wrens ate insects, they kept crops safe, and hearing it sing was also considered a good omen. It was really against custom to do anything bad to the wren. In past time, winter was a time to be afraid. The days were shorter, and it was darker. It called for making a sacrifice to convince the sun to come out longer and for it to be warm again. Since the wren was such a celebrated entity, it made sense that it would be a great sacrifice. A druid would trap and kill the bird, place it on top of a pole with holly, which was considered a sacred bush. They would parade around the offering around about the settlement with lots of ceremony and ritual. Its innocent spirit would take the druid's cry for safe passage through the winter and months to the gods. The church did not like the druid's stuff, of course. The people did not want to give up the ritual. Similar to replacing the holiday of Samhain with All Hallows, Rome decided that the day after Christmas would be dedicated to Saint Stephen. To change this idea that the wren was associated with the divinity and peace, the bird was then denounced by them and Saint Stephen was to be celebrated instead. The bird was thought to be the agent whose chirping led authorities to Saint Stephen, which then led to death by stoning him. Huh. Wren Day and St. Stephen's Day merged over time, which did not go well for the wren. boys would go out wren hunting and stoning them to death, and then they would hang the bird by its leg. Jeez. They would be dressed in costume made out of straw. They brought the bird from house to house begging for food. Those poor wrens getting stoned to death. Okay, so it has some stuff to do with charities and things. And doing mummers stuff, which is practiced today. Some parts of the U.S. Mumming. Pretty interesting. Look some of that stuff up yourself. The Day of the Wren, St. Stephen's Day. So we got something cool. We got a couple other cool things on the cool stream. We had something else, but we're going to go just... This is pretty interesting, pretty cool. This is a crazy video. And we're going to get a quick translation of how do you pronounce this. This is over in Spain. This is a little bit different than... This is our last folklore thing.
Yarramplas.
Okay, that's not right. It's supposed to be Spanish.
Yarramplas.
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 No, it's not Arabic.
Harampo.
What the hell? This thing's not working. Bum, bum, bum.
Harampo.
Okay, thanks Google Translate. Harampal. You gotta check this video out. This is pretty wild. So this is a festival where people go around throwing turnips at this guy dressed in the costume. He's like an evil demon, so they want to get the demons out. And the best way to do that is... Whoa! This is so funny. Look at this. There's a guy dressed up in this costume, and it's got all kinds of protective metal stuff. His hat is all made of metal. And he just stands there, and people throw these giant turnips at him. Sounds like something from The Simpsons. Yarramplas. God, look at that. They're throwing... Look how hard they're throwing the turnips at this. Get out of here. We hate you, demon. And he just has to stand there. It's funny. God. So many turnips. You gotta watch yourself. You might get a turnip straight to the dome. Look at those things. People are just throwing them full speed. Good lord. And the guy's dressed up like a demon. He just has to stand there. Get his turnips thrown at him. Yarramplas. That has to hurt. There's no way that's gotta hurt. There's no way that doesn't hurt. This poor guy in the costume. Look at him, just point blank in full speed, putting their whole arm into the turnip. Yarramplas. Get him! He's getting away. Get his ass. Look at that. Come on, give me that friggin' turnips. Can't get me. I'm the demon man. Point blank. Look at that guy. He threw it point blank right in his freaking face. Yep, I'm just a little demon man. You can't get me. The turnips are just... The turnip farmers, yeah, they're turning a good profit on this festival here. Yeah, I'm blessed. We got another one here. This is where we got a big truckload of turnips to throw at this guy, point blank right in his face. This guy is gonna get it. He's gotta skip around the village. The turnip straight in your face. Gampus. The turnip festival. Okay. Here we're dumping the turnips. You can eat those turnip greens too. And here we go. Here's the unlucky bastard that gets suited up in his suit of armor to get the turnips. They need to make like a robot. Like one of those freaky robots. Throw turnips at that thing. There he is. You ready for this? You get a concussion getting the turnip thrown right in your face. Alright, Steve, are you ready? Here we go. Yeah, I'm blessed. Ooh, good jock. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I'm blessed. Here we go. I'd do it. Get dressed up in... There he goes. Now, what you wouldn't want happen is to accidentally get in the line of fire of one of these turnips. God. Oh, you just gotta make sure he's okay. So if this was a meme, that would be me, and all the people throwing the turnips would be Monday. Yeah. All the haters, and then that's me skipping around getting the turnips thrown at me. Getting the turnip point blank right in your face. But I don't care, I'm just skipping around. I don't have a care in the world. And the haters are my best friends. Get out of here. All right, get ready. Here we go. Here we go. Get him. Get him. Get his ass. Holy crap. Look at that big ass turnip. Oh no, here he goes. Wow. God. Fountain repair. Too many turnips. Oof. Got dinged on that one. Yeah, some of these houses and buildings around here, they have to kind of protect their... They have to put up some barriers so they don't get their things smashed. Get him! Can't hurt me. Didn't know turnips could get that big. These things are huge. Just all day long, this guy is getting the shit beat out of him with these turnips. Hey, frick you. All right. Oh boy, that's a lot of fun. Yarampas. extraordinary festivals. One of the craziest festivals. Yaramblas. Every year on the 19th and 20th of January. So once that rolls around next month, we'll see what kind of Yaramblas videos show up on YouTube. Celebrate the festival. He's a devil-like character, a guy who dresses up in colorful clothes. Some different explanations for the origin. First one says he was a Christian warrior despised by people for passing during the Muslim domination. Myth number 2 states the guy was a martyr who got killed by Jewish for not denying Christianity. The third, as the legend tells the story of a devil-like character who stole and killed cattle of the inhabitants and got punished for that. Puts on the colorful costume, the body, the colorful armor, and the helmet. Puts on protective wear. They're going to throw some turnips at him. His mission is to make a tour through the streets of Piornal while playing his tambourine. And they'll punish him by throwing vegetables at him. His goal is to stand punishment as long as possible. It's an honor to be pelted with the turnips. The festival has gained huge hype and interest among international people. The usage of turnips increased extremely during this time, and it's estimated 22 tons of turnips are thrown on the celebration each year. And so they have to board up their windows and stuff so you don't get a big turnip smashing through into your living room. That would stink. Pure now. Check it out. To get the ultimate authentic experience, attend the festival at Piornal, Yaramblas. All right, so there we did it. We did topic number 1. That's right, we did the topic, and we learned about some of these crazy folk festivals, and like Yaramblas, and the Krampus, and the Perkta. Let's check out some more of these voicemails. Now we're going long today. This is a double feature. So we're going to listen to some voicemails, then we're going to take a quick intermission. We'll play a little nice intermission video, and then I'm going to go to the bathroom. You can watch this little video real quick. I'm going to start pulling up my tabs for topic number 2. We're going to listen to some voicemails real quick, and we're going to do the topic number 2. Topic number 2 after that. Let's see. Here we got a special.
Beowulf, it's me. It's Mr. Food. I'm calling from beyond the grave to wish you a happy 50th episode. It's so amazing that you've done this. And anyways, I'd just like to say congratulations, and I love your show. I watch all the time here. I'm in heaven, of course, because I'm Mr. Food. But I love it. It's great. And keep up the good work. Also, fuck Howard. I do not like him. And he is a travesty of a Mr. Food. Anyways, ooh, it's so good.
Ooh, it's so good. Wow, Mr. Food. Calling from beyond the grave. Thanks to Mr. Food. He's watching over us every single freaking day. And we got another episode here, another message here. It's another person called in.
Hey, Beowulf, it's Mr. Rude Guy. Dude, well, freaking awesome that you did 50 freaking episodes of the Cool Street, man. It's freaking sweet. So congratulations on that. It's awesome. And I think I'm going to be in town here pretty soon, in the next couple days. So I'll hit you up, bro. We can hang out, do some gaming or something. It'd be a lot of fun. Hey, what the heck? Hey, get away from me. Get the frick off. What the frick?
What the heck happened there? That was Mr. Rude Guy calling in. Something happened at the end of his call. Huh, I hope he's okay. And we're friends with Mr. Rude Guy. That was kind of weird. Something happened. He got... I hope he's doing okay. I don't know what happened there. That's kind of weird. Well... what the... Mr. Rude Guy? We'll have to text him and see if he's okay. I'm not... Send him a text here and I'll see what he's got to say. I'm sure that won't lead to anything. Nope, everything's cool. Nothing's gone wrong here. Okay, so... Oh well. Let's do this intermission. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Just keep this music going. I'm going to go to the bathroom and stretch my legs a little bit. I'm going to come back and get my tabs open for topic number 2. Because that's right, it's the Coolstream double feature. We're doing 2 topics, and then we're going to have a big, fantastic, crazy end to the 50th episode. We got a special credits. It's going to be something very special with all your favorite faces, all the people you know and love from the Coolstream are going to be on there. Special credits. So let's check out this intermission here, take a little break, get a refill, go to the bathroom, stretch my legs, come back, open the tabs, and we'll be good to go.
It's intermission time, folks, so hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right over to our refreshment center for the most extravagant array of refreshment goodies ever assembled under one roof. Enjoy breathtaking, mouth-watering goodies, everything from a snack to a delicious full meal. At our refreshment center, you'll find a large variety of goodies to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, or your sweet tooth. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Visit our refreshment center now. The show starts in 10 minutes. Starts in 9 minutes. The show starts in 8 minutes. The show starts in 7 minutes.
Delicious hot dogs. Weenies. It's making me hungry. hungry. That's right, we're on an intermission. We're going to get some of these other tabs pulled up. Talented wiener. It's intermission time. It's kind of fun. That was a lot of fun talking about those.
The show starts in 6 minutes.
Talking about the crazy folk stuff. Just closing out some of these tabs. So I gotta get ready for the next topic. Oh, crap. I'm gonna watch this cameo again. We got a special cameo. We're gonna watch that again. And you'll see what kind of crazy stuff we're gonna talk about next. Can't wait. And you're gonna love it. It's your refreshing soft drinks.
The show starts in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. If I can get all my tabs open, the show will start in 5 minutes. I gotta get all my tabs open first. What the hell's going on with this crazy website? It's gonna be a weird one. It's gonna be very weird and crazy. We got another weird one for you. It's going to be another weird one. What's going on here with this intermission? The popcorn. Pour some butter on me.
The show starts in 4 minutes.
Oh, crap. I don't have all my tabs open yet. My tabs open yet. What am I gonna do if I don't get my tabs open? It's gonna be weird. Just seeing all the stuff we're pulling up here, it's gonna be crazy. Stick around, folks, for the next topic we got in the topic roundup here. Cool Stream double features will be back in before you know it. Let me get all these tabs open.
The show starts in 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Oh crap! Drinking a bunch of low-calorie sodas. That's right. I'm still drinking some of that iced coffee. You got to drink the iced coffee when you do the show. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be a good show, everybody, so stick around. Thanks for watching the Cool Stream, because it's a lot of fun. We got another thing coming up, and we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be really weird. Got a bunch of tabs. Got all your tabs open. Might have to leave some of these open tonight. I don't know what all this stuff is. Jeez Louise.
The show starts in 2 minutes.
Oh, frick. I didn't think it would take me this long to do this. The show is starting soon, everybody. Come on in. It's gonna get weird and crazy. Can't even keep my... It's kind of hard to do a long show like this. I've never done a show this long before. This is going to be going about 3 hours long. Can you believe that? That's where That's what my goal is here, to end at around 3 hours. It'll be the longest show I've ever done in my whole life. So I thought, a lot of these people do these 12-hour streams or these 6-hour streams. So I thought, what if I did one that was really long too? And now I'm starting to regret that because I'm very tired now. It's hard to do this for 3 hours. I can believe that.
The show starts in 1 minute.
Oh, fuck. Good lord. Now I have to get my videos open, too. There's just not enough time to do this. Excuse me. I also want to hear what Barbara has to say about the year coming up from 2019-2020. We might even have some other messages. Got some wine.
Just know that there will be new places upon this planet that you will be able to live that were previously uninhabitable, and places that will become uninhabitable.
This Pleiadian message is weird.
There will be new places appearing, new islands, new mountains, all kinds of things will be appearing upon the planet Earth. The sun is going to have a different energy field.
On with the show.
On with the show. That's right, it's the cool stream. We're going on with the show, and we're talking. I've got to get my music pulled up too, so let's just take a little. Let's put on this here. Oh, baby. That's right, we're going on to our next topic here on the Topic Roundup, on the Cool Stream double feature. That's right, our next topic here coming up in part 2. Topic number 2, we're going back to one of our favorite topics. And we're talking about gourds. Crap, hold on. Hold on, another second here, hold on. That's right. That's right, folks. Gourds. The mailman came to the door and left us a package, so I had to go get that. All right, we're talking about gourds, folks. Yay! We love gourds. It's another gourd stream. It's one of everyone's favorite topics they've ever done. Maybe while I'm sort of still in an intermission type phase here, we're doing gourds. So let's do a little tweet, and let's sort of remind everyone here. Oh. Yeah, the gourd snake. So we're going to be seeing the gourd snake. He's back. Ohio Gourd Show. All right, let's do a little retweet with comment here. Okay, we're back with topic number 2. That's right. We're talking about gourds on the Cool Stream double feature. Talking about gourds. Okay, this might not make sense to anyone who sees this, but maybe we'll get some other eyeballs on the stream doing a little tweet there. Usually I leave that up to Jeremy, but I'm doing it myself. Check out the Gourd Show. So this is one of our favorite gourd artists of all time, Finch Gourd, Betty Finch. She's an interesting lady. Let's do a little jump around on our website here. Attention all gourd lovers. She'll be exhibiting the International Heirloom Expo in Santa Rosa. in California. And here she's a big fan of Mr. Zhang. Mr. Zhang, a refreshing look at Chinese gourd art. The book is sold out, though. Oh, no. Mr. Zhang's Molded Gourds. This is a one-of-a-kind book, information on mold making. So she's into this guy, Mr. Zhang. He makes these freaky gourds using molds, and we'll look a little bit into that, about some of these gourd molds. And the website has these cool animations when you do that. This is at finchgourd.com. Betty Finch. This is a book that no gourd level... This is a book that no gourd level... God, jeez. This is a book that no gourd lover will want to miss. Read and learn as Betty Finch and Gu Zhan detail the processes developed by our gourd manipulating hero, Mr. Zhang. He shapes, trains, and transforms the gourds. Those of us who grow gourds and fancy playing around with the existing form would do well to study this information in this book and avoid wasting years of time. Mr. Zhang. Turbo is the mold expert. You should have him on. He is the mold expert. Mr. Zhang. You would do well to learn. When they are gone, they're gone. And baby, they're gone. The book is sold out, so we can't learn anything else about Mr. Zhang and his fancy gourds that we know and love. Well, enough about this guy, Mr. Zhang. We don't care about this guy. We want to learn more about Betty Finch. But before we do that, we're going to look at some of her crazy gourd creations. This is the jointed gourd doll holding a jointed gourd doll. Whoa, that's meta. The jointed gourd doll holding a jointed gourd doll. Both have glass eyes, wool hair, and sculpted clay hands, feet, and faces. A total of 10 gourds are used in the construction of each doll. This freaky doll. Look at this thing. And gourds. We love the gourds. Boom. It's a hellish creation of gourds. Look at this. If you thought the Krampus was freaky, look here, you got some gourd feet. Don't get too excited about the gourd feet. And he looks like he's on the toilet, too. Look at that hair. It's just weird. Betty, you're a freak. Making these freaky gourds. Pyro engraved nude on a horse. Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, baby. Nude on a horse. On a gourd. So this is getting sensual and weird on here. And here we go. We got the classic Gordocchio. The walking marionette. 11 gourds. Wow, that's a record for gourds used to create marionettes. The first of its kind. He's got this little weird nose. The hands and feet are sculpted using Crayola model magic. Seems like you could use a better clay there instead of some weird Crayola stuff, but I guess it works. The eyes are hand-painted. They're freaky. The hair is wool. It's human hair. We've got the buffalo mask. Not for sale. No. Oh, no. The nose is clay. The entire gourd is covered with sheep wool, buffalo hair. And of course, I can forget Gourd Genie. We've talked about this on the Cool Stream, the Arts and Crafts episode, the Gourd Genie. It's a lot of fun, these gourds. Gourd Genie. Emerging from a gourd bottle. Of course, everything's got to be gourd. It's all about the gourd. It's all about the gourd. About the gourd. Oh, baby. Not the buffalo. A hand-trained dipper gourd with a slight spiral was used to create the genie. The bottle is a Maranka dipper gourd cross with interesting raised ribs with an antique copper patina. This is some sensual music. Kettle gourd. Some cliff dwellings. Those of you interested in Mr. Zhang's Chinese molded gourd art, I think we have that, but I'll just go ahead and open that up. Look at that a little bit. So she had the homegrown exhibit with some freaky gourds at the Bakersfield Museum of Art. The most popular show they ever had, they sold 13 pieces. Museum said they are an accredited gallery. Okay, so they said that they're accredited. We're not sure if they really are. But she had some of her life-sized gourds here. Gourd human, gourd man. The horse, sold on opening night. For you chess players, there was the gourd game table, complete with a gourd chess set with gourd person on a gourd stool. Too many gourds. Who is buying these? I'm not sure. Someone with a problem, for sure. Now, there's another freaky gourd man. Cat lady. Sold all her cats and kittens. Now, a gourd cat, that's kind of cute, but the gourd person, is everything gourd blank? These are California Gourd Society patch leaders who came up from up and down the state to see the exhibit and pose with Betty Finch. I'll just send her an email. I want to learn some more about these gourds. What inspires you to make the gourds? The gourd man. Here he is over there in the corner. That's gourd man. Boom, boom, boom. Here's Betty's answering questions at a piece at the Museum of Art. And there's gourd man. Friends of the artist pose for a photo with gourd man. Gourdman. And here it is, the first edition first edition gourd family poster. Now, I was trying to figure out where I first learned about the gourds, about the gourd lady and the gourd man. Where the hell did this come from? And I just so happened to be looking through some of my old photos on my phone and found a picture of the Gourd family, and I found it in one of those big magazines of seeds, a seed magazine. I'm not talking about the Seed. You might remember that.
Shit rap.
From an earlier episode, a guy we haven't talked about in a long time. Remember that guy?
But I don't suppose you could cook us up another turkey dinner for Christmas, eh, Top?
Sure, if you could get us one.
Rob Skiba. I'm not talking about the Seed with Rob Skiba. We're talking about Gourd family. I saw a picture of the Gourd family in a seed book, which is a big book that has all the different heirloom seeds. So I was just flipping through this book, looking at different vegetables and stuff, and there I saw the Gourd family, and I said, what in the frick is this? This is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, we haven't heard from Rob Skiba in a long time. I'd love to get him to call in. Maybe he's got Cameo. I was going to play that Cameo again. I'll play it. I'll take a little break again and play the Cameo. Gourd family. So anyway, I saw the Gourd family. I said, I got to check this out. I gotta check out this website. And that's when I first found Betty Finch. Finch Gourd. And of course, the poster, if you try to go to the poster, you can't go to it. It's not for sale anymore. Maybe I can send her an email and say, I would like to pay for a print. I'd like to pay for the image download of the poster and I'll print it off for all my family and friends. The people are constructed of hard-shell gourds with gourd seed teeth. The eyes are glass. Most of the gourds used were grown by the artist Betty Finch. It's a 5-year construction project. Enjoy. Well, I love it. I love the gourd stuff. And here's the website. And it's not up anymore. Before our system could shelve the product. So they're out of product. No more gourd stuff anymore. It's too bad. Then of course, here we got this gourd snake. That's gourd snake. Devious. Gourd snake. So, and here's a gourd purse. Of course, if you didn't forget, you can check out Primitive Origins, Mr. Zhang's Chinese gourds. There's Arizona gourds. We love this gourd snake. So, of course, she loves Mr. Zhang. She went to China to hang out with him or something. Don't really know. Don't care. Whatever. Sounds like fun. So there's a how-to. Free Finch gourd crafting instructions. A word about safety. There's some hazards related to gourd crafting. Oh, crap. Some of the hazards include dust, mold, spores, bacteria, sharp or dangerous power tools. And gourd smoke. Watch out for the gourd smoke. You want to select your gourd. So we'll read a little bit about how to make gourd stuff. But we want to learn a little bit about Betty Finch and how did she come to make some of these gourds and stuff? Where the hell does this stuff come from? We want to know about the how and why of the gourds. So here's a little video of talking about Gourd Man. There he is, Gourd Man.
Well, this is Gourd Man. Gourd Man was born toe first when some mice got into some of my small gourds and chewed them in half. I would never have cut them in half to make toes out of them, but since they were cut in half and they looked like toes, I decided to make a foot.
Look at those toes, oh
and
baby.
when I got sorting through them, I realized I had enough of them to make 2 feet. So I already had these deformed gourds that would make perfect big toes, and I already had these bottle gourds that had real fat tops, and so I put them together and made 2 feet. And then I got thinking, I've got these long gourds that I grew on a trellis, very straight, and they would make nice legs. And I was going to make a little short man and have the feet right here where the knees are now. And then I went looking for arms and a body, and the only arms I could find were these, and they were way too long. So I decided I had to lengthen the legs. So I went and found a couple of legs to lengthen the legs, and then I had to add, of course, kneecaps, or they just didn't look right. And then I had to add hands, because I had the toes in there, I had to have fingers. And these are the ends off of what's...
Okay. So, yeah, asking a good question here. Why not a gourd to make him anatomically correct? So she's going to get to that. The piece of anatomy that we're missing here is actually on his finger.
Called a penis sheath gourd. They're difficult to find in California.
Penis
and I was at a
gourd.
grower's house, and he had a pile of those by his burn pile.
He had a
in his
pile of
backyard.
penis gourds.
And I asked him how much he wanted for them, and he said, "You can have those, Betty, if you want to dig through the dirt and get them out." So I
So she dug through the dirt and dug up. She was ferociously digging in the dirt for the penis gourds.
through, got every single one of them, and I put
pile of
bamboo
penis
skewers
gourds.
in them, shot them full of polyurethane foam to strengthen them.
She stabbed
and
the
then attached
penis
them for
gourds.
fingers. And I attached the thumbs with suede.
She
so
was
that
missing
they would
one of the-
move, so you could put things in his hands, and he just fitted very closely, so his hands
Oh,
actually.
it's like a G.I. Joe.
So you can pose him. His arms move, and
Mr. Gourd, there he is. Got a big fat belly too.
And his teeth are made out of gourd seeds. I take immature gourd seeds and I select them to try and get the big ones with the big teeth and little pointy canines. And,
Rurisk's daddy gifted a tier 1 sub to Rurisk.
the ears are a gourd that
Thanks
was
for the gift sub,
handmade by Jim
Rurisk's
Story
daddy.
that he sent me as a
Cool.
gift. That just came in the mail unannounced.
So, now if you are afraid of Krampus or Perkta or all these freaky people coming to visit you, the one that you're going to be most afraid of visiting your house on Christmas Day is the Gourd Man. The gourd brings the scorn.
And I sliced the hand-trained gourd in half and used the 2 halves for the ears.
That's the Gourd Man. He's a vengeful Gourd Man.
He had a different body, but at the last minute I switched bodies on him.
Oh.
Tell me about his eyes. His eyes are doll eyes. And what I do is I inset
His
them
eyes
in
are
little
human
holes
eyes.
and then inset
A
them
cow's
into
eyes.
the gourd. And then I make the eyelids. Sometimes I make the eyelids out of pieces of gourd, but it's pretty hard to get a gourd that follows the contour of the eyes closely.
Sometimes I make it all out of gourds.
Air dry clay.
And his facial expression?
Well, I was kind of stuck using the shapes of these lips because those are actually some of these
Those are
little
actually
skinny
lip gourds.
for the lips, and it was an odd expression, and I didn't know how I was going
And
to
this
make that look like
this expression is perfectly
But
normal
the next day I
and
opened
good.
up the newspaper, and there was a big picture of Tiger
It's a
Woods
lip
watching
gourd.
his fairway shot go way off course, and it was perfect.
We watched this video on the stream before, and I didn't catch the detail about that it's modeled after Tiger Woods. I was watching Tiger Woods, his expression when his wife, what did she do, smashed his car or something? When his wife found out that he was cheating on her, she smashed his car. What the hell, Betty? You're twisted, sis.
Shot go way off course. I opened up the newspaper and there was a big picture of Tiger Woods watching his fairway shot go way off course, and it was perfect. The lips matched perfect his expression, so I put that newspaper clipping in my studio and copied the little furrowed brow and the look that he had. That's like, he isn't Tiger Woods, but he's got Tiger Woods' "oh no" expression.
Oh no, my wife found out I was cheating. It's Tiger Gourd. Gourd Woods. Well, Betty's a real weirdo. There's one thing that we learned. Let's hear a video of her in her studio. Getting all deep into Betty Finch and her gourds. I guess this is just some pictures. We want to learn a little bit more about this weird lady and her weird gourds. There's the buffalo gourd. It's the Island of Dreams. That's what the song's called. That's a weird one. Here's the little pictures from Betty's studio. This is from the Heart of the Artist YouTube. I'm making gourds today, look like Tiger Woods when he was cheating on his wife. I just made that part up. I don't know. There's some gourd trash. Some old dusty gourds. It's a collection of gourds. A gourd hoard. She's got a ton of these things. You're gonna have to grow lots of gourds if you're gonna want to make gourd art. And here's the gourd dungeon. She keeps the disassembled bodies of all the gourd men that she creates and animates. That's kind of interesting. You could just make something normal, like some different shapes and things, but she's got to make these humanoids. These gourd humanoids. It's kind of weird. Why is that? What compels her to do such a strange thing? Some disturbing artwork using gourds. Does she do stuff with the gourd man? Well, maybe she's gonna I don't know. She makes out with the gourd man. She does other stuff with it. I mean, some of these gourds are pretty phallic looking, so yeah, you could do something. You could plug a few holes with some of these gourds. That's some of her studio. So who is this lady? What does she do? Where does she make the gourds? What is all this stuff about? Very strange. She's the founder of Kern County Gourd Patch. She was the coordinator of the patch for 7 years. She won a lot of awards for the gourds, some gourd awards. She served as a judge for the gourd shows. So here's what's kind of interesting part. You get into Betty Finch. During her 25-year career in law enforcement, Betty attended the FBI National Academy Facial Imaging course and the Scottsdale Artist School Suspect Composite course. The influence of that training is apparent in the human-like faces of many of her gourds. So, that's a little snippet of some of that backstory. So Betty's a cop. She makes different marionettes and things like that. She also entertains the senior citizens. It's one of the most cursed images of all time. Most bizarre, disturbing pictures you'll see in your whole entire life. She does some of these gourd costumes too. You got the gourd mask and the gourd arms, and I don't know what that is. The gourd stomach. With some of these elderly people, they're on death's door, and all of a sudden they think, "Oh no, is this the Grim Reaper himself coming to take my soul to hell?" No, this is just the gourd man. It's just a life-size gourd man. I think I would just die right on the spot if I saw the gourd man coming into my room. "Hello, it's me." like, oh shit, there's a sentient gourd. He's coming to take me to hell. Oh. She's an avid gardener. Her interest, she loves gourds. Damn it. And she hung out with Mr. Zhang in China. So they kind of skipped over the part about her being in the FBI. But there's Mr. Zhang showing Betty the molded gourds. And there he is hanging out with the gourd man. He's like, oh, this is... Look at him. He's like, this is normal, good. I like these. He's afraid of what might happen to him if he... Take me now. Oh, there's some gourd boobs. Mr. Zhang. Gourd man and gourd woman. That's them. He's like, oh boy, just play along and nothing will happen to me. I don't want to upset Betty Finch. She'll turn me into a gourd man. There's her horse. So they kind of glossed over some of the stuff. I don't know what that is. I want to read about Betty Finch gourds. Betty's gourds slowed us to a crawl. We were famished and in search of lunch, so we promised ourselves a trip back to her booth. I'm so glad we went. Check out these showstoppers. Wow! This is Paul McCartney gourd. The gourd cat. Gourd Adam and Gourd Eve. They had gourd sex. Alright, this is a real showstopper. It's the Fab Five of gourds, is what that looks like to me. Very strange. Can you believe she sculpted these as they grew? What? Well, gourd face. Look at that. The gourd's kind of cute. Kind of weird. I don't know if I like it. Gourd cat. Here's another kitty. And she's got the gourd horse. And the gourd hat. Here's the gourd mask. You can wear that when you're doing when you're out with the Krampus. Ah! Yeah. Finch gourd. I don't like the mask. It's freaky. It's a Krampus coming to get me. Several of her photos. And there's the gourd chess. That'd be kind of fun to play some gourd chess. Ah, there's the gourd mask. The famous gourd mask of death. Haunt you in your dreams with some gourd teeth. Those are real teeth, too. Human teeth. Harvested from her victims. She grows all the gourds. Pretty crazy. So I thought there was some more backstory about some freaky stuff. Betty's love of botany and horses and art, her delightfully pleasant personality. So they went to the Bakersfield Museum of Art. Betty Finch was born in Indiana, raised in Mojave, California, and lives in Bakersfield. Parents met in art school. She loved Louis Pasteur experimenting with plants. For 2 years of her adult life, Betty was homeless. During this time, she put herself through college, working nights as a waitress, attending classes full-time during the day, and sleeping in park bathrooms on campus and under bridges. Well, that's sad. And 9 kids. She was as the fourth child of 9. She spent her time playing in the desert with toys she made using primitive tools, natural clay, and plant materials. Betty claims to have inherited her artistic ability and believes her brain was hardwired from a young age to create using natural materials, gourds. She worked as a commercial artist 2 years before beginning a 25-year career with the Kern County Sheriff's Department. Her assignments including patrol, homicide detective, CSI unit supervisor, creating the computer forensics lab. So she was like on a CSI Miami, like that TV show. Creating the computer forensics lab, grant writing, 12 years as a SWAT negotiator. Imagine getting negotiated by the gourd lady. In 15 15 years as the department composite artist. Betty studied suspect composites at Scottsdale Artist School and attended the FBI National Academy in Quantico, completing the facial imaging course on skull reconstruction. She negotiated as the Gourd man. Yeah. She's like, wait a second. Don't do it. It's me, Gourd man. I'll go to hell. She did all the composites as the Gourds. So, she traveled to Indiana to meet her mentor, the Gourd trainer, Jim Story. And then she traveled to China. So, she worked in the FBI, and this one's pretty weird, the meditation stone. Does this Gourd man look like the man who robbed you? It's pretty weird. You are on uncharted Gourd innovation. Your ideas are incredible. My heart is beating fast. Okay, might want to get that checked out. Now, having read a bit more about your personal history, I realize why you're such a compelling individual and a treasure to the Gourd community. Wow. She was in the FBI doing facial composites and skull reconstruction, and she used some of what she learned to make the Gourds, to make some of these Gourd men. Some of these haunted creations, like this guy. Some of her victims that inhabited with the souls of the negotiations gone wrong, inhabiting these Gourd men. It's pretty weird. My mission is simple. I work in partnership with nature to transform compelling visions into reality. I'll say, what kind of visions are we talking about here? Very compelled visions of horror and such. There's some fantastic Gourd creations. Just fantastic. I'm gonna see if she'll make a Gourd toilet. That'd be kind of fun. The Gourd men. She's just surrounded by her Gourd creations. It's very strange. Very strange indeed. Gourd fever. The wild world of Betty Finch. Here's this guy. Betty's life-size horse is made entirely of gourds. Below, Face of Evil. After 9/11, the sculpture of Osama bin Laden and smoldering twin towers was created. Oh my god. Here's the gourd. Osama bin Gourdman. Gourd Sama bin Laden. Oh crap. There he is. So this is her tribute to 9/11 in gourd form. Oh man. Spring's right around the corner. Have some new specials. Our mail blag is overflowing once again, with readers sending in emails and begging to not see any more Gourd men. Wow. Born in Indiana, Betty was raised in the desert. She went to work for the FBI. She came from humble beginnings. Oh, that's kind of cute. Gourd dog. Gourd dog. She tied a sleeping bag to a Yamaha 500 and rode away, escaping an abusive husband. And she was homeless for a while. She put herself through college. One day she parked her motorcycle in front of a printing shop and went inside to get a photocopy of a sketch she'd done on her bike. The owner asked if she had done the sketch and hired her on the spot. Whoa. So she worked at a print shop and then she applied to become a deputy sheriff. So that's quite a jump. Let's see. During my career in law enforcement, I moved from doing thumbprints, sketches of the attorneys on the court list, to drawing suspect sketches for the sheriff's department. This led to the FBI sending me to the National Academy Facial Reconstruction course in Quantico, Virginia. She's had quite the life. When it comes to gourds, I sometimes dream up ideas in my sleep. In my nightmares, more often than not, however, the ideas are sparked while rummaging through a pile pile of gourd penises. She has these crazy, freaky, terror, nightmarish dreams. She became a cop for the benefits and to further her creative aspirations. You gotta fund those gourd farms somehow. Had great benefits. Back then, had great benefits. With this in mind, she devised a plan to work at what was traditionally a man's job. Yes! Work until retirement age and then live off the retirement and do whatever she wanted. Without regard to earning a living. She was, we are happy to report, accomplished that dream. She blazed a trail for women. The first female bailiff. The first woman on patrol alone in Ridgecrest substation. The first female homicide detective. The first female to run the CSI unit. CSI Finch via CSI Gourd. It was not easy back then as women were not welcome. Women are only good for two things, screwing and frying eggs. Since I have no beds back there, I have no place for you, is what someone told Betty, and she said, screw that, I'm going to become a cop. A few months later, she was working for him, and a year later, he told her that she was the best detective he had. In her time off, she loved to walk. One day, she'd spotted some gourds growing on a fence. She couldn't help but think back to when she was a kid and what fantastic toys gourds were made into. She gave her some seeds, and 20 years later, she made the Gourd Man. Have a lot of fun making gourds. Alright, let's skip this creepy music. Betty's early work, many horses were burned. She started doing 3D sculptures. She applied the skills she learned in facial reconstruction and looks at a gourd as a skull. She imagines what the face should look like and then proceeds. That's pretty cool. Gourd phobia? She's got a fascination with molded gourds. We've got some freaky molded gourds to look at. She went to China to hang out with her friend, Mr. Zhang. Concentrate on what you do best. Making and growing gourds. And thinking about gourds in terms of skulls of some of the murder victims. She was a pioneer. She contracted Lyme disease and suffered some serious fungal lung infections. Oh, crap. She saved for a wig, which is now on her 9-foot ballerina and galloping horse. She still has Lyme, but the good news is that she has beaten those incurable lung infections. It sounds like she inhaled some nasty gourd bacteria. That's no good. Well, Betty, she's an interesting lady. She worked for the FBI and then started making these gourds. These freaky man gourds. Gourd mans. They're near life-size. It's a mask made of gourds. Pretty weird. Girl Scouts honor women who inspire. Betty Finch. Finch gourd. Finch gourd. Oh my god. These are so weird. This stuff is weird. Look at that gourd man. She was the first homicide detective. It's pretty cool. She was not she was not a gourd scout. So she's reached the height of success. She beat back a nasty disease. She made a 5'6" gourd man. Well, that's Betty Finch and her gourd people. Pretty normal stuff here. She's got the gourds that'll make you smile. Wow, wow. King Donald. What is that? King Donald. Sounds interesting. In King Donald, readers join Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush on a raucous ride into the fictional world infused with facts from one of the roughest political races in modern U.S. history. Rubio rips the Donald. Wow. And then we've also got Abraham Lincoln, Franklin Roosevelt, Vladimir Putin, and Benjamin Netanyahu also comment on the campaign. Whatever books are sold, and here's the review so you can go check out King Donald. We're going to get back into Gourds. Some more Betty Finch Gourds. While you're building some gourds. This is by Sherry Hungamore. There, Here we go. This is some Betty Finch. It says, create a rose with leftover gourds. Seasoned gourd enthusiasts know there's no such thing as leftover gourd parts. Dismember your gourd man now and use all the parts to create some other stuff. Like an unlimited variety of things. Create a rose gourd. The idea came to me while putting the finishing touches on an Easter bonnet for the Indiana Gourd Festival. You peel off and rip the gourds in half. Make some gourd flowers. This is Betty Finch. All the Betty Finch gourd stuff you can find. And this is her teacher, this guy Jim Story. She's experimented with gourds. Jim always typed his letters on gourd stationery with a manual typewriter. And he manipulated the gourds. So she's making gourd mans, and this guy was manipulating and twisting and torturing the gourds into these crazy shapes. Manipulated gourds. I think it's even weirder. He made a very twisted XL dipper. So you can manipulate all the gourds in all the craziest ways you can possibly imagine. So we're going to get into some, and there's some more weird. Here she is. Here she is again, the gourd lady. What's the gourds to suffer? I think I just Googled Betty Finch gourd and just found every possible website and photo I could find. That's the gourd dog. I'd buy the gourd dog. It's kind of cute. Looks like my dog. There's a gourd lady. And there's Gourd 911, the Twin Towers. Looks like freaky. Looks like this guy from Star Wars. And there's Gourd McCartney. Alright, we're going to get some other gourds. There's gourd molds. Okay, with Mr. Zhang. It's sold out. Here we have the Gourd Reserve. Never forget the gourd horses. It's kind of fun. I think the less human the gourd is, I think the better it is to me. I don't want to know about any kind of humanoid gourds. It's freaky. Let's see, some more molded gourds. It's a Central Asian molded gourd container with silver mounts for snuff tobacco. You can make gourds into anything. This one can hold some snuff tobacco. This isn't Betty Finch stuff. We're gonna look at some other gourd things, and I guess we'll end the show at some point. We've got the special credits coming up. Why are we not a gourd-based economy? Gourd container. Let's check out this gourd art demo.
Hi, I'm Emily Wallace, and I live in Pendleton, Indiana. And I love gourds. Gourd!
Gourd!
And today, I'm going to make this decorative gourd.
This is HGTV.
I grow everything I need in my backyard.
Wow.
I plant them down here. They crawl up the post, and then they just hang out.
Wow.
This is where I dry my gourds.
Wow.
But not right now. It's winter. This is my workshop. I've got everything I need to work on my gourds.
Hell yeah. Let's see it. Oh, baby. All kinds of gourds.
I've got gourds. Tall gourds.
I got gourds out the ass.
Skinny gourds. Tiny gourds. I've got any kind of gourds that you could ever want. The first thing I do to start my gourd is to cut the top off so I can clean the inside out.
Behead the gourd.
And I'm just going to take
Bow.
the scribe
Bow.
and establish where I'm going to cut the top off.
This is exciting stuff.
And I'll just make a mark all the way around.
Bow. Bow.
This is my gourd awl, and I'm going to use it to punch a hole in the gourd, and then I'm going to cut along the line with my gourd saw.
Gourd saw. Careful. You want to cut your finger off. Gourd saw. Wow. Crusty old
I've got
gourd.
the top off. Now I'm going to clean out the gourd guts with my scrapers, and then we'll paint it with acrylic paint.
Whoa. Gourd guts. Freaky. This is kind of like a pumpkin. It's got a bunch of stuff in it.
I don't like this part.
It's disrespectful to the gourd. This is
nothing
desiccating a
but
gourd
gourds ever
corpse.
Now I'm going to clean up my mess.
Desecration of the gourd
guts.
corpse.
Squirt some paint in and get it coated.
Squirt it in there. Gourd squirt.
I use acrylic paint. It's just easier to clean up.
Wow.
Now that I've got the inside painted and it's dry, I'm going to add some decoupage glue to seal it and make it shiny.
Some gourd
I
glue.
work with gourds because there's all different kinds and different shapes, and you can do so many different things with them.
Do all kinds of cool
Glue's
stuff.
dry, looks good.
You can
Now
make a
I'm going
gourd
to
man.
use leather dye to color the outside of the gourd.
Gourd dye. Yeah.
Gourds look pretty good with all kinds of colors, but I like to use more browns and natural tones and put a little bit of black in just to offset each other.
Bring out some of those gourd colors. Shellac your
runny,
gourd.
So I'm going to get a paper towel and just kind of
Got a
gently
nice
wipe
mullet
it
going on
so
there.
that the runs don't show.
I hate when you get the runs on your gourd.
This is my scribe. I made this one myself. I use this to help plan out the design and mark it on my gourd. I like to do all kinds of designs. My favorite are just designs that I pull out of my head. I look at pottery and expand on different designs and different patterns. Now that I've got my design on in pencil, I'm ready to start burning.
Gourd burn.
One of the fun things about
Gourd
gourds
mullet.
is I can take my burner and burn lines into it and different designs, and I can
Burn
even
the
use
gourd
it to
corpse.
shade.
Singe the gourd flesh.
Sometimes
with a
when I
hot
get the pencil lines on
pincher.
too heavy, the lead from the pencil builds up on the tip. Kind of have to go back over it. Now that I've got my lines all burnt on, I'm going to use my rotary tool.
Heard of
and
blurred
I'm gonna
lines,
carve
but
out
burned lines?
Certain areas of the gourd. Being careful not to hit the black lines because they're part of the design and they look really cool.
I'll say.
I don't like to
Cool
push
as
down
hell.
too hard with my carver because it'll go right through the gourd.
No. All right.
Okay, I'm all done carving, so now I'm going to seal it with spray polyurethane to give it a nice matte finish.
Gourd spray. That's pretty cool. It's like a little
When I
gourd
spray
bucket.
polyurethane, I always make sure it's in a well-ventilated area. So it's time to let it dry for a while. It's nice and dry. The finish looks good.
Some good,
My gourd bowl is
some
done.
good gourdmanship over here. Gourd bowl. Eat some cereal out of that thing. Whoa. Wow.
Up next, Sharon's back
That's
and adding
clever.
a little heart to her postcards.
Whoa. That's clever. That's what that show was, HGTV. That's clever. Let's look at some other gourd crafts
Jolly old
here.
St. Nicholas has never looked quite this cute. Let's head into the craft corner
M&Ms.
because we're working on a gourd Santa. And for that, we're calling on our friend Madge Sala to help us out. She's with Dogwood Crafters over in Dillsboro.
Dogwood
and
Crackers
pretty
in
much you know all
Dillsboro.
things gourd.
I think I do.
I think you've proven it over and
Yes.
over, and this time you're showing off your Santa gourds.
Yes.
Santa
How
gourd.
do we get from, you say point A to point
the
B?
end. Yeah.
Point S.
Well,
for
you
Santa.
start with this. This has been introduced to me
Gourd
by
penis.
one of the Gourders. I didn't find it myself.
Gourders.
This is a two-part mold. You take equal amounts of this, just scoop it out with a spoon, you mix it, and you get this gooey, rubbery stuff. Then this is the piece that you want to reproduce.
Okay, I'm going to slide this out of the way so they can see how you're doing
Okay,
that.
sorry.
No, it's
And
okay.
you just push that
the
in there like
Gourders.
that. Before you do that, though, you want to use a little bit of oil, any kind of oil, but just a few drops.
Seems
Because
complicated.
you want to put that on the item you're going to mold off of, so this little decoration, you put that on there?
And no, you put it in here, and then
Here,
this
and
doesn't
then-
stick.
Aha.
And you can do a seashell, a bell, anything.
Oh, okay.
So then that takes about 20 minutes, and you peel this off.
Oh, look at that.
And then you
Whoa.
get, and I don't have one of those with me, when you
Whoa.
peel the mold
Gourd
off,
oil.
you get this face. I also have some with
I'm not following what
this
the hell she's
beard
doing.
and this beard.
Okay.
And if you use this face, you can add the beard to it later with extra
Gourd
quick
Santa.
wood or clay.
Okay, so you've got options.
Absolutely.
Whatever inspires you.
Craft
Okay.
This will harden in about 15 minutes. That takes like overnight to cure.
This is the stuff we've used before. You kind of mix it
Yes.
together. When you mix it together, it activates, and
Absolutely.
it really does turn into wood. It's
Oh,
amazing.
absolutely. Yes, you can sand it, saw it, or anything. But once you get that done, then once you
Not
get
following.
your mold made, then you take your quick wood or
Gourd
your
Santa.
clay and you push it in there, and then you pop
Ah.
it out like that. You
And
let
it's-
it dry.
Okay.
You glue it onto your banana gourd. You paint
Banana
it.
gourd.
Okay. I'm going to pull one of these banana gourds back here so you can see what we're
Yes.
talking about. Because this part here, if you see on the half shot here,
So the
that
gourd's
is
not-
all the addition of that beautiful mold that you made.
Beautiful.
And then you paint it after you
So
attach
the
it to the
gourd
gourd.
After
Santa's
everything's
not
attached,
actually
you
a
want to
Santa.
paint the entire thing white because red is really hard.
So what they're doing here is she made the Santa part isn't actually the gourd, it's just a clay. And she's using the mold for the face and pushing the clay into it and then smashing the clay onto the gourd. So you just have a little gourd as kind of a little backer piece for the clay part. So it's not really gourd Santa. I don't approve
You
of
have to
this.
do
This is
the
bad.
3 coats. Now I use the gold.
This is not
but
right.
This is also pretty
Betty
if you
Finch
use
would not
this white.
approve.
Oh,
Gold
with the
is-
snow cap
yeah.
on it too.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you put it in a quick little.
Absolutely. You screw
Horseshit.
eye and your ribbon. Spray it with your sealer. When you finish.
I think a tree filled with these Santas would be
Yes.
absolutely
Would be
adorable.
amazing.
Want to give it a try?
Next
Okay,
year,
here's what you do. Go get some instructions
right
from
to
us at our
110
website,
Technology Drive.
WLS.com. Click on the Craft Corner site, and when you're
Craft
set,
Corner.
you'll have the instructions for these really cool Santa gourds.
Really
and if you
cool.
want to check out these and some
Yeah.
other amazing decorations that are
So next
just
year,
ready for you to grab
some
and go.
gourd
with. You don't even have
Santas
to put that
ready.
much work into it because Madge did all the work for you. Head over to Dogwood Crafters in
Did all the
Dillsboro.
work
They
for me.
have a store full
Thank
of
you.
amazing,
Thanks for
wonderful
doing all the
keepsakes.
work. Gourd Santa. So now some of these.
Britain's Queen
Oh,
Elizabeth
God.
II, Russian President Putin, Guan Yu, Jackie Chan, all
Chan.
these true-to-life
Donald Trump.
figurines of politicians and celebrities of all times and all over the world are from Huang Quanhua, an international folk arts and crafts master from Tianjin. Huang Quanhua was born in a home of painting and
He loves his
calligraphy.
big thick
Somehow
gourd.
he didn't take interest in the family tradition.
When I was little, my father learned to
God.
paint with Wu Lingfei. So did my elder brother and sister. I only enjoyed to watch them because it was hard
This
for
is
me
disorienting.
to sit still for a long time. I was
The
much
voices
more
are coming in the left and the right,
For
and I
example,
can't
picking
understand
animals
what's
like
happening.
crickets, fish, and bird. But walnuts and gourd had always
I don't
been
like
my
this.
favorites.
In traditional Chinese culture, gourd has always been regarded as an auspicious object. Molded gourd is an unique
Molded
Chinese
gourd.
folk craft and became boomed in Qing Dynasty during Kangxi and Qianlong periods.
Molded gourd.
The reason for naming it molded gourd is to put a young gourd into a mold which has
Some
patterns
ASMR.
inside. When it's
So you do
ripe
the
and
molded
full and
gourd.
removed from a mold, there is an ingenious combination made by nature and skillful craftsmen. To make human figure molded gourds is an unprecedented pioneering undertaking by Huang Quanhua.
Wow.
Molding gourds into human figure is very different from making the shape of flowers or birds. The biggest difficulty is to create the resemblance to the real person strictly according to the character's proportion of facial features.
Yeah,
At the same
that's
time,
tough to do.
capture the character's personality.
So the gourd, they make the molds for the gourds, and then the gourds grow inside of the mold.
Physical characteristics, front view, profile, and one at a 45-degree angle. With ordinary methods, we will not be able to achieve satisfactory results. It usually takes 4 times of a modification to finish a mold.
The success rate of making mold gourd is very low. As the old saying goes, behind every fine molded gourd, there are thousands of mundane. Each
You know, the old saying, behind every molded gourd,
outstanding
there's a bunch of gourds that didn't quite work out. Oh, they have to smash the mold. Whoa. Molded gourd. Holy moly, molded gourd.
Here are 2 gourd figurines. The Buddha on the right is sort of my specialty. I remember rainfall stopped me harvesting. I forgot about it until a week later, when it was open. I saw something so beautiful. To me, it's special because it resembles my late mother. To create a work this perfect is almost impossible by just skill and personal effort, for the exquisite details and the great difficulty.
That's crazy. And the gourd's doing a lot of the work too, growing into the mold. It's kind of interesting. The Gourd Reserve. Let's jump over here to the Gourd Reserve. This is an interesting resource for all your gourd stuff. You got the Gourd Forum, and they're having trouble finding that one, so we're just going to skip that. Free desktop images. If you'd like to retrieve a desktop image for a gourd picture. And so if you just want a picture of a mountain or something, mushroom art. We'll do mushrooms on a different show. Thank you for visiting the Gourd Reserve. Got all kinds of stuff. The purple martin and the gourd. A brief history of that. And let's see, what else we got here? The gourd ID chart. So if you want to ID some gourds. So you got the penis gourd. You got the other penis gourd. Snake, gourd snake. Powderhorn, long gourd. Hercules club. And so these are real names. This is not someone being funny. This is not an AI that was tasked to come up with different gourd names. This is the real stuff. Extra long gourd. Caveman club. Maranka. The penis gourd. The gourd chart. There's all the gourds you could ever love there. The Gourd Report. This is the book we printed at the Gourd shows. It's free here at the Gourd Reserve. The Gourd Report. So you can learn about drying gourds. The penis shield. I guess maybe people would use it as like a cup for your dick and balls. You know. When you're playing sports or something, maybe you'd use a gourd to cover up. Okay, now gourd dust should not be breathed in, and if that happens, you might get some gourd stuff in your lungs. That would be bad. Okay, so that's some stuff about gourds. The gourd exchange. Okay, the magical gourd. Olivia, the magical gourd. She was a Chinese bottle gourd. And this is one I wanted to read here. Mr. Toothy Gourd. Need some funny music for this. This is kind of funny. Mr. Toothy Gourd. Sir Toothy Face to you human types. Mr. Toothy Gourd. Sir Toothy Face Gourd whips up a meal of human artists, while allowing the artists to believe that they are the ones in charge doing the cultivating, curing, cleaning, and crafting. It is Toothy Gourd's belief that in reality he cultures the human race. You see, he gets you to plant and care for his young, you to tend to his vines. You cure and clean them, and you mold them and create them into usable or artistic pieces. He's always in his finest chef's cap, lying in wait for another unaware human to sink his teeth into. Beware of this toothy gourd, or you non-gourders may just find he has sunk his teeth into you. Oh no. Gourd vape. The fun side. Of course, Mr. Toothy Gourd is all in fun. He started off as a conversation on the Gourd Patch email group, where people were discussing trying to apply certain types of art on gourds that had too smooth of a surface. It was mentioned that you needed a gourd with a toothy surface that planted a seed in my head, and the rest is history. However, he was fun. I do receive comments on him from time to time, so I leave him up here. You need to try some gourd art, damn it. They're an awesome canvas. So the Mr. Toothy Gourd is from a fun conversation on the Gourd Patch email group. Mr. Toothy Gourd. This is a fun website, the Gourd Reserve Virtual Museum. I got any Betty Finch gourds? That's what I want to see, some Finch gourds. It's my favorite gourd artist. Wow. Delbert LaRue, gourd artist. Can make all kinds of stuff. Darlene Prop. Nothing quite as weird as the stuff that Betty Finch. Kathy out of my gourd wells. She's crazy for gourds. She's out of her gourd. Some of the stuff she comes up with is weird. The Gourd Exchange. Okay. They're exchanging gourds. That's kind of cool. Not enough gourd in that one. Okay. Gourd bowl. Isn't this nice? The Gourd Exchange. You get your one-of-a-kind work of gourd art. Exchanging the gourds. You can do some web design too. Create a website. I want to see some of their websites. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tired. Mr. Toothy Gourd. Gourd Magazine. American Gourd. All kinds of gourds. Too many gourds. Some more gourd molds. This is kind of weird. Dan Ladd. He's a gourd mold artist. He molds out of plaster using reproductions of classical sculpture. The gourd is placed inside. He uses other shapes as molds. That's freaky. I think I've got his website, maybe. I've got another gourd lady. Some of the stuff is elevated into some interesting things. Molds for growing funny faces in your vegetables. And crib candy. Artist Dan Ladd. His website doesn't work anymore. There it is. Nature, Art, and Life. A botanical architectural inquiry. So he does some crazy golded mords. Dude, I'm losing it here. He does all kinds of crazy molded gourds, like the Venus of Willendorf gourd. And here's a gourd corpse here. Some classical sculpture, gourd molds. Here's a freaking outlet there. Gourd electricity. And gourd lips. That's kind of weird. Twisted freaky gourds. You can buy one of your own one-of-a-kind works of gourd art. This is not just the usual stuff that you'll find on any old gourd website. This is some interesting stuff here. And this is another gourdist. And trying to find, oh, here she goes. Susan Camp. She's a gourd artist too, and uses the gourds in a crazy way. Has them hanging up in these art galleries and stuff, and has weird gourd faces. Some of the stuff gets crazy weird. Here's a gourd face. If you thought Betty Finch was making some freaky stuff, look at this stuff. Wow. Gourd babies. It's creepy as hell. Why can't we just do nice and normal crafts with the gourds? Why do they have to be like baby corpses? Gourd men. 9/11 Osama bin Laden gourds. This is just what happens when people get a hold of a gourd. Their mind goes into these horrifying, horrific sculptures of their tortured inner souls shown in works of sculpture using gourds. Pretty weird. I think she's a artist. Here's portrait. She's an artist. Teaches at a certain school. I can't remember. I thought I had that pulled up here, but maybe not. Whatever. Portrait gourds. So you could have your own portrait in gourd form. Here's how to grow gourds in a mold. Can I get a trump gourd? That'd be cool. Almost any object can be used as a pattern for a gourd mold. Head patterns. Just get your mold and get your gourd and start growing that thing on the vine. Gourd in mold. Step 1, gourd in mold. Step 4, clamp the mold shut so the gourd can't escape. It's trying to escape the mold, and with all of its might, but it cannot. It's trapped in a box, and then nature takes its course. It's being constricted and forced into the mold, and then you have a funny little face to laugh at. You must wait until the season is finished and the vine starts to die. You have a dead gourd head. The finished gourd sculpture. There it is. I don't know who that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be him. Here's Jim again with his finished sculptures. This is Mr. Zhang. This method will also work for many other vegetables. Portrait pickles, anyone? Whoa. Staying in front of a gourd vine. Here's some more gourd art. How to snake a gourd rain stick. This guy made a gourd rain stick. And he sprayed it with some spray paint. And the hell happened? We got a bit. We got one bit. Thanks for the bit. Getting kind of sleepy over here. Anyway, this guy was making a gourd rain stick or something. I thought there was a picture in here. It's kind of funny. Gourd. There he is. Gourd snake. Let's watch it. It's 1/10 of a penny. Gourds are cool. Let's see. Let's wrap this up. We got a special. We're gonna have a special credit sequence. I want to watch this video. Gourd snake with Papa Pepper. This is a new guy. It's Papa Pepper saving our gourd snake seeds. Success. Gourd bong. Papa Pepper.
All right, guys. Papa Pepper back once again in my natural environment, and today
Papa Pepper, the gourd snake.
Dealing with my snake gourds. So, if you saw any of my snake gourd videos last year, we absolutely these were amazing for us. We got them at the Baker Creek
Absolutely killed it and crushed it in the gourd department.
Gone through their gourd tunnel, and you head through at the end of the year, and they've just got tons of these hanging down all over the place. Just wonderful to walk through. Wonderful to watch them grow. We stopped out a couple times throughout the year last year, a couple times this year, and wanted to try these. Since they are inedible, we ate a lot of them. Still eating them. In fact, when
still eating them and still shitting them. Gourds. I got gourds for days coming out of my ass.
Freedom Point and Freedom to Right passed through. We had some stir fry. That was a snake gourd-based stir fry.
Gourd fry.
Got a little gourd tunnel over there, and that's where I grew them. And you eat them pretty much
long gourd.
They're like 2 or 3 feet long, so or maybe 1 to 2 feet long. Once they get bigger, you just let them go to seed. So I had 2 that I picked that I let go to seed. This one being the slightly longer one of them. So today I'm actually going to open one up, and they sound kind of like a rain stick, which is kind of cool.
Wow, that is cool. Gourd stick.
Dropped a whole bunch there at once. But I'm going to see how many seeds are in this thing. Probably not going to actually count them, but just get an idea about how many seeds are in this thing. And I think in the future, I might do a challenge. I mean, this is my longest one. I didn't even actually measure it this year.
It's a long-ass gourd.
But what I'd like to do is open it up and check out the seeds in there.
Can you imagine if the gourd man was working with one of those things?
Some seeds from this one.
Packing that.
Send them out to some different people who would like to try growing them. I'll show you my setup so you guys can understand that a little bit better in that video. And give you guys some free seeds and see which one of us can actually pull off the longest snake gourd by the end of next season, so the 2019 growing season. If anyone's down, you're definitely going to have an opportunity to get a lot of free food out of it, and then also a nice opportunity to get entered in the contest by growing a nice big one, and I'll have to pick out some sort of cool good prize or something like that. But let's open this thing up and see what's actually inside of it. As far as quantity of seeds, so I'm excited.
Watch your fingers.
Because there's a couple things about growing that are really cool. Number one, I wouldn't really grow if it wasn't for the harvest. I mean, personally,
pepper.
That's what I'm in it for. I want food. I want trustworthy food. I want good, healthy food grown.
I want a gourd you can trust. Papa Pepper. All right. This has been a long show. The longest show we've ever done. It's the longest show we've ever done. Let's watch this one and then let's get out of here. Man versus gourd.
This is the biggest cucumber we harvested out of the garden this year.
That's not a gourd. Is a cucumber a gourd?
You're missing it. What is it, a wiffle? It's a wiffle ball bat. You are not trying hard enough.
That's all I'm doing. Smack a gourd on his head. Now, what is this one? The gourd
Tobacco leaves, a common sight in eastern North Carolina. This is Marvin Johnson's farm in Angier.
Marvin Johnson, the gourd man.
Here, the patio, on the kitchen floor, and in the living room. Most of them now are carved with beautiful desigs.
But now that is a tribe of Indians.
Got a concussion from that gourd.
They wanted
smack.
a hand-carved gourd to be buried with.
Oh.
Sounds like a suspense movie, doesn't it? This is a sitar made in India.
What?
From a gourd.
Wow.
In the past 20 years, Marvin's grown and collected so many gourds.
From a gourd.
He opened a gourd museum in his backyard. Here you'll find Popeye the Sailor Gourd and Black Cat Gourds. Gourds that look like snakes and gourds that look like,
looks like they're
well,
freaking
whatever
Krampus.
this is. The museum is even lit by 3 gourd lights. Gourds have been used for all kinds of things through the centuries. Take this little gourd. It dates back to Revolutionary War days.
Gourd Wars.
Soldiers would carry it in their
Gourd
pocket.
Wars
It
of
held rifle
1949.
shot.
This gourd
he's
here
got
is
some
used
gourd
for
men.
the tribe in Africa.
He says the tribe fills gourds like this one with a mixture of blood and milk, just for snacks. Now, Marvin likes to drink from gourds too, but not the same beverage.
This is the dip we children drank from when we were young.
Marvin's loved gourds since his childhood, and he loves to greet visitors now who happen to discover his museum.
Glad to see you coming.
Gourd Museum.
Well, just walk around, look all you want to. It's free.
Not only is the museum tour free,
check this place
Marvin's
out.
gourds are free too. Get this, he
free
raises
gourds.
acres and acres of gourds
Free gourd.
just to give them away. After you raise all these, why don't you sell them?
I just want to do it. I enjoy giving them to people.
And people in return give Marvin their gourd artwork to put on
Wow.
display in the museum.
It's a good.
Some may call gourds a strange obsession, but at the age of 78, it is Marvin Johnson's life.
I just enjoy raising them and giving them to people and see them
Raising hell.
smile. And then some of them will send one back.
I wonder if he's got a gourd man in there.
Enjoy it so much.
The love of the gourd. We love the gourds. Whoo, baby. Well, we did it. We did another episode. We did the 50th episode, and let's, as we end the show, let's watch this this cameo again from the cringe guy, and then let's get out of here. We got a special. We've got a special credit sequence. I'm losing it here. I'm really. This is hard. I don't know how people stream for this long. I can barely do it. And we're going to watch the God of Cringe real quick. The special cameo he did for us. Watch this again. It's pretty funny.
Hello, it's the God of Cringe here. Now, I hear that B_Wolf has done 50 freaking episodes already of his amazing show called The Cool Stream. So you must go check that shit out and congratulate that motherfucker. If you love aliens, Bigfoots and other fun stuff, and weird stuff, and arch nemesis Mr. Rude Guy stuff, then you must check out his amazing episodes.
He's crapping on the toilet.
Or else. The God of Cringe. Out.
He's the God of Cringe. Crazy Mr. Rude Guy stuff. I hope Mr. Rude Guy's okay. I didn't get a response when I texted him. Wow. 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 We got Frog Stack giving a tier 1 sub to Kaylee, member of the cool team. Thanks, Frog Stack, giving a gift sub to one of our favorite watchers of the show, Kaylee, and that's great stuff. Appreciate that. Frog Stack. We love Frog Stack, and we love all the watchers of the show. So we'll see you next time, or when we do another episode, whenever that may be, after the 50th episode. We'll figure things out. But we're going to bring to you a very special credit sequence I've crafted myself with some of your favorite stuff you've ever seen. And it's going to be really cool and crazy. And we'll let you know when we're going to be back on the air. We got a couple of things to tweak here and there. We'll be back with another episode next season, next year in 2020, for another episode of The Cool Stream. Thanks everybody for watching, subscribing, watching, following this crazy long episode about gourds and all kinds of crazy stuff. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next year on the next iteration of The Cool Stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for watching this long-ass episode. And we'll see you next time. Check out this crazy credits. It's a lot of fun to commemorate our 50th episode. All right, we'll see you next time. Next year. NMJ's out of his gourd mind. Me too. Feeling crazy. All right, we'll see you next year. Thanks for watching the 50th episode of the Cool Stream double feature. Bye-bye. Watch this crazy credits. Here we go.
Greetings, Beowulf. It's me, Jeff Bezos. You're probably wondering what is going on with your stream. Well, I'm here to inform you that I am officially taking over the Cool Stream. You see, the Cool Stream is just not up to the standards here at the Twitch Corporation, which is why I am bringing it under my control. It's taken me months, but now my plan has finally come to fruition. Oh, and don't think for a second that your friend Mark Italiano at Amici's Podcast Network can save you now. As of midnight tonight, Amichi's podcast network will also belong to me. So that is my message to you, Beowulf. Give up your little hobby as a streamer and find some other way to spend your time. That is all for now. Bezos out.